and so they have on Tuesdays they do an open mic competition there for comedy, and then on Thursdays they do showcases. And so that's how I met him. We've done a live podcast there before, so we'll be doing more there here in the future.
Awesome.
Yeah, good people.
Well, I like it. Anybody who supports all that we're doing, you know what I mean? We're pretty blessed around here.
We need that. We need our community.
Yep, and that's exactly what we're about for sure.
So yeah, I'm excited to have you on. I don't know if you're familiar with the show, but it's pretty twisted.
Okay.
We can get pretty twisted at times.
I'm not scared of that.
It's uncensored, live. We'll talk current events, but we'll also talk about Choice City Stomp. We'll talk about Brett's Glass. We'll talk about Kyle's comedy and the strange picture of him up here.
Oh, that's awkward. Ugh. Well, that makes you feel gushy.
Yeah, he
Did he set that? Is that a
So we did a white elephant gift exchange, we ended up being the ones to exchange, and that was in the gift.
Well, that's a treasure.
Yeah.
That's all that. So it is hilarious.
What really I've been freaked out about with that.
Is this mangina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's outdoors.
Yeah.
It's obviously outdoors.
The sun is, he might be basking on somebody's porch there.
Yeah.
The red velvet is...
He looks comfortable.
He's seductive as hell.
And the bird.
And then the bird, yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. Nice cock. What?
Yeah.
No, it's a hawk. Cock.
I don't even know if it's a real one, but...
This would it was a black cock.
Yes, it would be.
Damn it.
I love it.
Oh, shit.
Going up there.
Is it that time?
Almost.
That time? Oh, welcome to the Not Governed by Reason podcast, folks. It is season 10, episode 4, and I cannot remember what we're calling tonight's episode. I think it's Choice Glass Stomp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I mixed a little bit of everything in there.
Nice.
Yeah, we got a great show lined up tonight. We've got some awesome guests. Kyle is fashionably late as ever. But tonight, welcome these two folks. We've got Brett Andrews and Elaine Holmes. Welcome.
Thanks.
Give me a hand. Give me a hand.
Party people.
Kyle will be here at one point. You might recognize Brett from previous episodes or episode on the show.
Episode.
Yeah, we call you a repeat offender now.
Yeah.
I hope that's okay.
That's alright. I've been tried worse.
Probably by better too. And then we've got Elaine Holmes, Choice City Stomp. We're excited to have you.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Now you organize that event.
I am part of the board, yes, that works very hard to put this together. So, yeah.
And you guys are a few years in the making now.
Yeah, since 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this will be our 7th official year. So,
Nice.
I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's
And
wonderful.
It's always at the swing station?
We've had various venues. We've been at Hodie's. We did many years at Moe's Barbecue, and this is our second year at the Swing Station in Laporte.
Great
Voted
little
favorite
spot.
live music performance hall in Fort Collins by the Yelp viewers.
Nice.
As
It
of
is
yesterday.
a cool little venue.
It's a great dive, man. It's wonderful.
It is.
Very intimate.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever been on the back porch Sunday Fun Day. That's the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, dogs walking through.
I got kicked out of the back
Pretty big
porch
back
of
there, if
the
I
swing
remember
station.
correctly.
It
You
is.
must, yeah.
I've only been
Yeah.
there once. It was like right when I moved here, but we went there for it was my girlfriend's birthday. And yeah, I remember going out on the back patio and there was nobody there. So I mean, it was dead. It was just our little crew of people that were there. But I could see how it'd be probably a pretty fun spot.
I don't know
to-
if you've ever seen the Group W bench, which is a reference to Alice's restaurant, kind of the freaks, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
that's hilarious,
That's
you know?
cool.
And it's
People.
not as stabby as some of the other bars.
Well, it used
that
to,
have
I
been.
was referred to, the old bar, it was the drinking dog when
Yeah.
I was a little girl, and
Yeah.
I did call it the stabbing cabin, but actually the Long Branch across the
Long
street
Branch was the
really
stab-
stabby. Yeah.
It was actually there one night when somebody was stabbed.
Yeah.
That was like,
Laporte,
let's get out of here.
it's
real quick.
rogue,
Yeah.
it's rogue out there, which is nice.
It is. I love that little town. It's not getting as little anymore. It's starting
The
to
whole
grow
area,
and blowing up. I'm excited though for Choice City Stomp. That's going to be fun. That is the swing. Spring Swing
Spring Swing,
is April 6th and 7th.
And we have a pre-party on the 5th at the
At the
Forge.
Forge.
Yeah, so it's a whole weekend of great music and amazing performers.
Got a great lineup there. I was just going through the list, and it's a Whiskey Dick,
Them alone,
Yeah,
you know?
that's awesome.
Heavy metal honky tonk, are you kidding me? It's unbelievable.
They, I've seen them live a few times. And what are you doing over there, dude?
Oh my god!
Got to mute his phone.
We pay this
Rookie.
guy really well, and
No, I'm starting this watch party, and there's like all these people tuning in. I don't know what I'm doing.
if you're just
I
joining
can't turn it
us,
all the way down, can I?
Mike is fired. Everybody.
God damn
Not
it.
even close. That's so loud. We're being
Oh,
Oh, here
Kyle's
comes
here.
Kyle.
being
Here
Devin.
comes Kyle. We're gonna have to
sorry,
clear
watch
that seat
party.
real quick.
I don't know. I have to turn this shit off.
We got Kyle in the house.
Well,
We're gonna make him very uncomfortable. Kyle's got a really awesome competition tonight, by the way.
Hello.
What up, Kyle?
Yeah.
What up?
Welcome. You get put in the middle.
That's where I like it.
I heard that about you.
I did.
Kyle sandwich.
Welcome, Kyle.
Hi. Hi. Thanks. Thank you.
So you MC Choice City Stomp,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, what, 3 years, I think? Yeah. I just was going to these shows all the time, and then he found out I could talk in front of people, and
You are a good talker in front of people.
thanks.
You do
Thanks a
talk
lot.
well. Except for that one time in front of the cops. That was.
Yeah, that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
time.
Nice.
You have a competition tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm on the Colorado room. Yep.
We will get you out of here fast then.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
well, within time.
Yeah.
So.
you
Go
going
see
to that?
Kyle. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. The R-Bars tonight, too. But we also, off subject, we had some technical issues. Our video switcher is starting to go out on our live streamer. And if it goes out, we're fucked.
Okay.
So I've got to write up some plans of attack on how to fundraise and shit to keep us running, or else we're fucked.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that, guys,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna solicit you.
We're gonna sell
Alright.
hand jobs.
Yeah. Why is yours already
exciting.
wet?
I don't want to talk about it. I was
Lovely.
getting ready.
So we were just talking about Choice City Stomp. It's gonna be an awesome time. You can get tickets for both days for $35,
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
And the bands have them. You guys have them.
Yeah, Swing Station has them. Again, you can just kind of put a message up on the old Facebook, and I'll frickin' deliver them to you, man. I am busting ass for this gig. So.
She doesn't mess
Yeah.
around.
This is of I mean, I've probably been going, I think this is the 4th or 5th one that I've gone to, that I've gone to one of these events, and this is maybe the best lineup ever. It's hard to, we have a lot of love for a lot of these bands, but the lineup is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's all headliners. Every single one
Yeah.
of these bands could close it out.
So
it's
throw
crazy.
some names out. I've got a list here, but
Wow,
I wanna hear it
my
from
heart
you
is,
guys.
is possessed by Paul James. You know, I love him. He's
Yeah.
an amazing, you know, recognized by the New York Times as one of the best live performers in 2012. And granted, that's a couple years ago, but he's still pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know, school teacher out of Texas, just music just flows out of him. You know, banjo, fiddle, guitar, just sings like an angel.
Multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
and he's a good guy. Like that's good people. That's
I've
good
heard
people.
great things about
You
him.
know, Willie T. Taylor. I mean, he'll bring tears to your
That's-
eyes. He'll make you cry. It's funny because he's such a silly bastard, but dude,
Oh, yeah.
oh my god, yeah,
He is.
amazing.
I mean, he's got that same quality that Charlie Parr has,
Mm.
which is when he starts playing. If it's a quiet song, you could hear a fucking pin drop in the room. It's just like being in church. It's crazy, except you like it.
Yeah. And I'm not
You
feeling
don't feel as
chastised.
dirty?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Well, you do, but
You feel dirty, but
in a good way.
really make you
Good
feel
way.
good dirty.
Well, and Randall Conrad Olinger, he's a local,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
who's reloaded, like down to Texas recently. He's phenomenal. He's got a new record coming out.
His last record was an
God,
One
20 Watt
Watt
Tombstone.
Tombstone?
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? So fierce.
I'm excited
Dude,
for
and
that.
that's going to start us off on Sunday. People's faces are going to be melted. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, they're so loud and so wonderful.
First time you've ever heard the term face melting in Laporte, I think.
Yeah.
Although
is.
I can't say I haven't
I
had
know.
my face melt in Laporte.
Maybe.
At Lions
I don't
Park,
think that-
Lions Park,
Yeah.
midnight.
Yeah.
Start peeking a little bit.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
There will
Just
be
a wee
face
bit.
melting.
That weird supermarket.
Are the cubes on this one? I've
No,
been talking
Joey
to
Henry's coming.
Okay.
Joey Henry's
Because they're
coming.
doing some dates, but
Yeah,
they couldn't make
yeah.
this one. So
Yes.
that we're talking about the Calamity Cubes, one of my all-time favorite bands ever. But so one of the members, the side band Joey Henry's Dirty Sunshine Club,
Mhm.
amazing.
Fuck yeah.
It's great.
Over 10 bands.
I think it's at 11. We're at
11
11 now. So yeah, between the 3 days and Just really good. I mean, interesting, different, diverse. I love CWI on. He's a guy out of South New Mexico, just coming up, and he brings this hill country blues to get your ass moving.
Yeah.
You can't sit still once he starts playing, and he's got this great bass player named Felipe, and it's just good people. That's what mostly this is about. It's about this really cool, wonderful scene that we've built up. We got people coming from all over Canada and Kansas, and Missouri, lots of people from Minnesota, people from
always
Texas.
come,
We're notorious. This scene is notorious, and it was built by a guy named Jimmy Richter. And Jimmy's kind of the foundation of the situation. He founded the group, and now we've got this wonderful, cool scene. And oh man,
Jimmy moved to Pueblo though, so he's obviously dead to us.
Yeah.
well, Pueblo,
Rightfully so.
Pueblo.
No, he's gonna be there. Though, right?
Yeah, he'll be there.
He'll be there. Jimmy's amazing.
Pot
Jimmy
grows.
is the root of this whole scene.
In prisons. Pot grows in prisons. There's all Pueblos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of mullets.
A lot of mullets.
Lot of mullets.
A lot of meth.
Yeah, methy for sure.
No comedy.
None,
That's
no,
not- it's
no
banned.
sense of humor.
It's banned. It's not allowed.
It's like Utah.
It's
and
illegal.
it's
Yeah.
banned.
No fun.
They do have a neon Dayglow bowling alley though, so
Oh, really?
they got
That's
that
true.
going. It's
Are-
hilarious.
So there is acid there. That's what
It's
you're saying.
hilarious.
It's not good acid. It's not, bring your own. Is the best advice.
BYOA.
So Brett, you should go to Choice City Stomp.
Yeah,
I think it's
please.
more
Check
on
that
this.
out.
Please, please.
Definitely. Sounds
Do we
like
know
fun.
each other?
I don't think so. You look familiar. but
Okay.
I'm Brett.
What do you do?
Oh man, I blow glass. I make pipes and bongs and
Oh, really?
cups and fun things.
Phenomenal fucking glass artist.
Thank you.
Well, we started talking, and I was like, oh man, is this dude in one of the bands? And I don't remember. I was like racking my brain, like, fuck, what?
He looks
doing
like he
everything?
should be.
Yeah.
I
don't want
used
to.
to-
Yeah.
I used to play in bands. I play the drums.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I actually heard that about you.
Yeah, I used to play in a bunch of metal bands back in the day, metal and like punk rock bands, and then once I got into glass, I kind of just put it on the back burner. I still play every once in a while, but
You
glass
gotta keep
became,
the chops warm.
it was more lucrative than getting paid nothing to
Then-
play shows
yeah,
in front
yeah.
of nobody.
Being a performer.
You should
Yeah.
show him that little piece he made.
Oh yeah,
Show him that
this
little
is the
piece.
first piece that I made when I moved out here about 5 years ago.
beautiful.
Just like a
Oh,
little,
nice.
little car piece or travel piece, if you
Yeah.
will,
There you go.
camping or something.
Beautiful little piece there. You
Showed
guys
that
should
picture
check
that
out
they
Brett's
got
work.
Going up there. Did you see that picture of it?
This is pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, that's
It's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
No dust on it. We
Showpiece
wipe
in
it
our
off.
room, dude.
I got that made into a poster and tried to sell as merch on tour. For
No.
lack of having any merch, no one would come within 5 feet of the fucking table.
Damn
man.
it.
Oh man.
Turns
I
out
would've
if you're a
bought that.
complete stranger, it's real weird to try to sell a naked picture of yourself.
I mean, you know what you should say is that 4% of it goes to testicular cancer research, and then you could just say, if they ask, well, it's to research my own,
Yeah.
to make sure it's there. But that would be great.
Yeah. Buy them all up. I'll bring them next time.
I'll buy one. Fuck
Alright.
it. Well, we're redoing
We'll
the
coat-
studio
yeah, we'll coat the
soon,
walls.
so we're getting rid of the clowns and
It's just gonna be
Yeah,
all of
just.
you.
Green screen it.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed in all of you here. She just said we'll coat the walls, and none of you ran with that at all. It's like, am I in the right place?
Yeah, can we
deserve
coat
better.
something?
we're socially awkward around women, Kyle.
Yeah, I know.
there it is, yeah.
That
The
was
green screen
fantastic.
thing reminds me, though, I totally forgot. I had meant to go to the party store to get like a green spandex suit.
Oh,
I wanted to just
So you
come
could
and
just
melt
blend
into
in.
the wall.
yeah.
Just
'Cause I
blink
had
your
that-
eyes and you're gone.
Yeah,
Something
I had that
floats.
ginger ale bottle last time. And every time I would drink from the ginger ale bottle, the background would like float in front of my face.
Yes.
It's pretty fun.
Crafty.
It's fucking amazing.
So I messed up next time.
There's beer in the fridge, Kyle.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Doing new stuff tonight. I
Gotta be on
gotta
it.
Yeah,
stay
be on
sharp.
it,
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, strut that stuff.
Probably not. It's probably not
You just
ready.
were out on a tour, right?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good. It wasn't really. We went to we did a comedy club in Minnesota and did one gig along the way.
Cool.
It was great. It was fantastic.
Up in Minneapolis?
Sold out
Yeah.
show.
Sold out show. David Rodriguez headlined. I featured. It was fantastic. It was very good.
Did you like hold up cue cards to fuck with him during the whole thing?
No, I didn't fuck with him. We're not there yet. Like
Yeah.
him headlining this club is like a really big deal. His
Yeah.
first club he's headlined outside of Colorado. But there will come a time in our friendship where I will actively try to fuck up his sets on stage.
Well, it sounded like there was a heckler. You said there was a heckler there that he was
Oh,
shouting
yeah.
at pretty hard.
Yeah, this real drunk Irishman just slurring but he was like, you've seen this, he was like a pro heckler. Like he was
positive
agreeing with
heckler,
you,
yeah.
but just slurry and loud. I was doing something about how I don't like kids, and he was like, fuck kids. But he said it so fucked up in Irish that I could barely tell.
You're like,
But then we all just, we were all friends in the end. It was fun.
I've definitely seen my share of that lately. Like, people don't understand the difference between the etiquette of comedy and music. Music, you encourage by yelling at people, you know, and throwing shit sometimes, depending on the band. But comedy, I don't think people realize, like, this isn't an interactive thing. Like, this isn't a conversation. Shut the fuck up.
but I don't know, man. I don't know. The etiquette at shows too. Like I'll have people at our shows, like literally right in front of the band, like talking, and I'm like,
Just like holding a conversation.
with like their buddy, like in
yeah.
front of like Charlie Parr, and I'm like, I'm a teacher, and so like I give him the teacher. I'm like, get the fuck, what are you doing? You know, it's like go to the back of the bar. That's what
your
if
first
you're gonna throw
redirect.
down your Mac, it's just like, I don't know. That's so rude.
It's
I
the
don't know.
worst. It is the worst thing. Because even like a great show at like Swing Station, and it's loud and everything, but that still cuts through and like bothers the people around you. I'm sure it bothers the performer when it's right in front of them.
Yeah. So.
But that's worse than hecklers, because I would rather, like, a heckler, everyone knows they're wrong and you can destroy them.
Right.
Yeah.
If you need to. But people just talking, they don't even know they're doing anything wrong. Then you look like a dick if you're like,
Yeah.
don't talk. And they're like, fucking don't talk. Yeah. Like, people
Well,
don't
it's like
get
how
it.
just
You
talking
performers
about your
handle it
joke.
too. Performers seem to be like kind of struggling with handling it as well.
Yeah, because you don't want to be
It's
an
like,
asshole.
Yeah, you don't want to come off like a prick, but then
Yeah.
at the same time, you're like, just shut up, you know?
And I always want to say to those people, it's like going to the theater. But then you never want to tell somebody that a comedy show is like going to the fucking theater. You sound like an even bigger dick.
Right.
Like, you want them to be that excited. So
You mean I'm to pay $14 for a ticket?
Yeah.
Have you ever been heckled while blowing glass?
No, I don't. Not that I can think of. I mean, usually. it's
Yeah,
not
let's make it
encouraging,
happen.
Yeah, let's get it, yeah.
Will you smoke some weed with me, dude? I really want to smoke with you.
I'm in the wrong
It's
business.
like this. It's like it's like this false sense of like rock star ego. I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of glass blowers embrace it. I feel like, and then there's people like me where I try to remind people like, dude, I'm just another guy. Kind of like, as a performer, I'm sure you
Yeah.
get a lot of people that are like, oh, dude, I love your show. You're the man. I don't know.
I'm gonna
I've
start
never-
coming
never
to your
necessarily
demos
heckled them.
and heckling
Other
you,
than
like, you
other
missed
than
the
the guys I
spot.
work with, we always fuck with each other.
Well, you
while
would
we're
have
working.
to,
Yeah. Walk by and shut their torch off while they're doing something with things in their hand. All sorts of shit.
Good fun.
Burn each other, stab each other.
Have you ever heckled somebody
Yeah. Oh yeah.
on stage?
Yeah. Joel Haley.
Yeah, yeah.
I like to do the.
You kind of have to heckle Joel.
I like to do one of the things we always get like at the trade shows and stuff. People be like, dude, are you Brett Instagram or Brett Andrews from Instagram? So when Joel was blowing glass one time in front of a bunch of people, I was like, dude, is that Joel Halen from Instagram? Just all sorts of goofy stuff. But
I've only heckled one band in all of my career of going to music and seeing shows. I heckled a band called Dead Sea, which was kind of like an Orgy knockoff. You remember Orgy?
Yeah.
That was ran by Cher's son. Cher's son,
Oh.
Elijah
Probably
Blue.
just,
And
yeah.
I heckled the shit out of him about Cher. And that show didn't end well for him. They ended up walking off stage. I
Because of you?
heckled them. Because I heckled them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I felt like such a dick after that. But at the same time, it's like, come on.
Well, see, I feel like that's the only way you ever really lose to a heckler is if you
If you
give up.
leave, if
Yeah,
you
if you-
flee.
Yeah, that
well,
is
you-
how.
Flee.
Yeah.
Or if
Or
they give me
threaten.
give me the mic and you give them the mic, you've lost. Then
Yeah.
you don't
you
get
relinquish the power at that
Yeah.
point.
Or if you go
Yeah,
beat their
exactly,
ass,
relinquishing the
stuff like
power.
that.
Yeah.
Well, good. I mean, you know what? Good. I'm glad you
He
lost
deserved
it.
it. He deserved it. Of all the bands, like, I don't know. I feel like an asshole in hindsight, but at the time it seemed like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, they came out with, like, Fisher Price instruments and shit. And
Was that part of the shtick, or was that just
I think they thought it was a cool aesthetic.
interesting?
And yeah, I mean, I made some references to maybe being sexually interactive with his mom, and
May or may not.
Did you
Joke's
yell,
on
"I wanna
me,
fuck
it's
your
fucking
mom"?
Cher. I yelled I did fuck his mom,
Wow.
and yeah, that didn't end well.
Well,
I didn't make any Sonny Bono references though. It was right after Sonny died, and
All right.
wouldn't have been
Trying to
right.
show some decorum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some. I was a drunk, like fresh drunk young kid, like yeah. So they never played Fort Collins again after.
Was this
that,
before or
actually.
after Do You Believe in Life After Love?
This was after. This was after Believe. Yeah. This was like, I mean, within a year of Sonny Bono
Oh.
dying
Wow.
up in Aspen.
Yeah, he had
As
he
if
was a
this kid-
ski accident, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blasted a tree, I believe.
And this kid wasn't going through enough. Now he's got to have you
Yeah.
talking about fucking his
And at that
mom.
point, I was a little goth kid, so he was getting heckled by fat goth me.
Wow.
Like,
Everything about that scenario makes me so
Yeah.
glad I wasn't there. Like
I
everything.
wish I was. I need to see fat goth teenage Doug.
I'd look at
there's
that.
pictures.
Yeah,
out
picture-
there.
yeah.
There's
There's
pictures out
there's
there.
pictures.
How far does your Facebook go back?
Pretty far. As soon as I run for office, I
They're
mean,
coming
all
out?
this is coming back to haunt me.
Oh yeah, you're
All
done.
of this.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, if it didn't, get Trump, you might be all right, bud.
You know what? Actually, he set a precedent that I could follow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I'm not
degenerate
actually-
enough in my life.
I think Kyle's our next president.
I'm genuinely. Yeah, I don't think that picture is going to hinder my chances at all.
Not at all.
Back in the old
No.
days, that's it. Your political career is over. But now,
That's as
The only
Now it'll
thing-
get you votes.
that,
it might,
PETA.
yeah.
PETA
well, the,
might come
the
after
Audubon
you.
Society or whatever.
No, he's tenderly embracing. Why would they
Yeah.
do that?
He cares about wildlife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
Well, Elaine just said I might get an endorsement from the Audubon Society.
Yeah,
That'd be
well,
That's a
fantastic.
good point.
Hello.
That's a good point. What is that guy's name? Spencer. Richard Spencer. I could see him.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Oh, yeah, let's not bring him in.
Oh, that guy. You know how some people have that look, like you just want to punch
You want to
him?
punch him?
Oh, yeah.
He has that look.
Totally.
He's gross.
Absolutely.
That guy's disgusting.
The
Yeah,
haircut.
that deserves it all.
The Glenn Dickel.
There's like lots of video of him being punched on the internet, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken. Like
Yeah.
wonderful repetitive
glitter bomb.
punching. Yeah.
And they've never caught any of the people who have glitter bombed him or punched him.
Probably because the cops were like, "Oh, come back."
Well, we
Only in
didn't see him.
what was it, Charlottesville, where
Yeah.
the cops like come back,
Yeah.
after they beat the shit out of all the rioters. And,
Yeah, they were pretty pro Spencer.
yeah, very pro Spencer. I mean, they love their Confederate monuments, guys.
Hey,
Wyoming does too, oddly enough, even though they were never a Confederate state.
Really?
I was going to say they weren't even a state during the war,
No.
right?
They have
And
Confederate monuments.
They
in
do have
Wyoming?
Confederate monuments in some places, and they refuse to take them down, which is hilarious because if you know anything about Wyoming, they are the equality state.
Well, Dick Cheney's home.
Yeah.
Home of Dick Cheney.
That's where he shot that guy.
Was he?
hunting.
I thought he was in
Was it?
Texas. I thought he was
It
in
might have been in
Texas. I think he was in
Texas, actually.
Texas.
But he shot that guy, and then the guy went on national television and apologized.
Yeah.
Like, that's some power. When
Yeah.
you could shoot a motherfucker on accident,
Yeah.
and they come on and apologize.
Yeah, he's just probably making sure they didn't finish the job.
He's a Dark Lord, dude. That's a Dark
He
Lord.
really is,
That's a
man.
Sith.
It's crazy.
Could you imagine the secrets Richard Dreyfuss has to know playing him at the W movie?
Right.
Who played him in the new one?
It's Christian Bale, I think.
Christian Bale?
Oh, yeah,
It's
that's- yeah,
phenomenal. He was really
It's-
good in it, actually.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
I haven't
It's
seen it.
great. It was a great movie.
I just remember seeing the ads for it and being like, that's Christian Bale. And then
I know.
the
I
more you
wouldn't
look
have
at it,
known.
idea it was
He's
Christian
always
Bale.
like that,
Yeah.
dude. That guy.
Yeah.
The
he's pretty
machine.
I think he's a
He-
method
he
actor,
gets-
so he
he's
gets
into
super
it.
into it, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he
into
stays in like the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Stays in
Mhm.
character.
The only thing that bothers me about Christian Bale is when was the last time he actually played like a British or Irish person in a movie? It's always American
I
roles.
believe he's Australian.
Is he?
No.
No, he's English.
Yeah,
He's
he's
English? Yeah.
I thought he was Australian for some reason.
I think
And
he's
I
like
only know that
half.
for sure because after some movie there, right after some movie came out, he was back at his home in England, and he got arrested for domestic abuse against his wife and his mother.
Yep.
Hey.
On the same
Yep.
night.
In the same night. Yep.
Hey.
So,
That was after
they're all
that.
monsters.
Double
Oh,
down.
I stand corrected.
Double down.
That was after the movie he did about the British gangster. Fuck, I can't think of what that movie was called. But that was a fucked up movie.
All his movies are so
I
Yeah.
like,
They're all
what is it, Velvet Goldmine?
Oh, I love
Where he's
that.
making out with,
Oh, yeah, that was way back. That was before he really broke big.
oh yeah, who's that other hot guy he was making out with? I was married at the time and I kept watching it over and over and my husband was like, quit watching that fucking movie! And I was like, it's so hot though.
Ewan McGregor
Yeah, right?
was in that, and he played
Yes.
a cop character.
Yeah,
that
it's
movie
kinda
is
Bowie.
phenomenal.
It's
Have you
the
guys seen that
soundtrack is
movie?
good.
The Velvet
The costume,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
it's,
but I'm
check it
writing
out.
down.
Super underestimated.
It's great. It's a great movie. Oof.
Well, Ewan McGregor's an interesting one too because he went from Train Spotting
Yeah.
to Christopher Robin
Yeah.
in just a few decades.
He's a solid actor, man.
He is.
You
He's
know?
great. Yeah.
Great actor.
I think
Double
Trainspotting is one
Door.
of the best movies of all time.
Oh God, talk about disturbing.
Yeah.
You know? That and God, what's that other drug movie? Requiem for a Dream.
That one.
Oh, God.
Judas Priest.
What-
That was
which one?
brutal.
Requiem for a
foul.
Dream.
Yes.
That
I hated
movie
how
is like,
repetitive
ooh.
the score was. Like, every time they do the drugs, it's the same.
Yeah,
scene,
that-
same
yeah.
music.
I think
And then-
I think a
I don't know why
soundtrack
they-
really makes a movie for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like-
That's
Sure.
what I'm saying. I mean, the
Bit
repetitive
of
just
a-
killed it for me.
Yeah,
but-
watch Velvet Goldmine, then you'll like that one.
Yeah, the
Right.
soundtrack of Velvet Goldmine is incredible.
I get what you're saying, Brett. Like for like 10 years after Requiem for a Dream came out, that song was used in all sorts of shit.
Oh yeah.
In so many different commercials and movies that all you had was na 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 stuck in your head.
I think the best soundtrack guy is Guy Ritchie, though. Like the early Guy Ritchie movies, you
yeah.
know? I mean,
I listened to the
Lock, Stock, and Two
yep.
Smoking Barrels.
Fuck yeah.
I listened to that
Ah,
soundtrack
dude,
all
some of
the
those.
time.
And Snatch, I mean, there's a couple scenes in there that is like the perfect blending of film and music, which I think is really important for, as I'm like, music is my, like, that's what I love. I love music, and
Right.
and that's like, it speaks to my heart.
I
So when a
agree.
filmmaker, and Scorsese's obviously masterful at it too.
Yeah.
There's scenes in, that scene in Goodfellas, when the day when Ray Liotta's like on his cocaine binge.
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
perfect day. I mean, it's just like, you're there with him, you know, and that's, I don't know.
Scorsese's probably one of my favorite directors.
I mean, he's great.
I think
What is that?
soundtracks can really sell it.
What is that song when he's on coke and it's Harry Nielsen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but then there's that.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's
so
so good.
perfect.
It is. It's just
So
like the way
perfect.
I don't know. That's really matched. But I love that. Again, for me as a music person, when a filmmaker can do that, put together a soundtrack with that film, it's just perfect for me.
I
you
mean,
know?
like, what was that fucking movie? Face Off. Face Off,
Yeah.
where they do the whole slow motion shootout to Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That whole scene is
That movie's
fucking
hilarious.
great.
I have a real love-hate thing with Nicolas
Me
Cage,
too.
but that movie is fucking
feel like a lot
awesome.
of people
Even
do.
though it's cheesy as shit, it's
Valley
awesome.
Girl, come on, that's like a classic, dude.
Raising
I love him.
Arizona.
He's like the punk rock girl's dream. Are you kidding?
Oh my god.
Vampire's Kiss. There's some great. I mean, I don't know.
You know who's a good? So Tarantino obviously does great music with scenes, but he wrote but did not direct the movie True Romance.
Yeah,
Have you ever
True
seen that?
Romance.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite movie of his that he ever wrote, but a
Didn't direct.
different guy directed it, and that doesn't. That's what it's missing. Is
Yeah.
that musical connection that he always has in his movies.
So, if you could have one song be the soundtrack to your lives, all three of you,
Ooh.
what would it be?
If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough by Roger Allen Wade.
Wow.
Perfect.
Good. That's a good one.
You were
Very.
quick on that. You thought about it.
It's very autobiographical. I used to listen to that on the way to the oil rigs when I worked on oil rigs. Literally every week I would play that just to
Get
remind
pumped.
myself, well, these are my life choices.
How
Gotta
about
do
you,
it.
Brett?
I have no idea, honestly.
No?
I couldn't put it down to one. It'd take me a minute to really think of one. I can't even go to the store and buy cheese without looking for 10 minutes, dude.
But if you had a song to guide you,
Find a song.
it
again.
might make a world of difference.
Where the cheese at by Ween.
Where the
Ah,
cheese.
there it is. Hilarious. Yeah, I feel like I have a soundtrack like in every moment of my life, to be honest. Like, for sure, again, I'm going to be honest, one of the people that we're having play our stomp is this Possessed by Paul James guy. I mean, I've got him tattooed on my arm for a reason. I mean, he sings a song that's called Sweet But Bitter Life. And it's just a really amazing song that just speaks to my heart, you know, about there's hope and even in the darkness. It's a really beautiful song. A lot of Sean James's music speaks to me. This cat who's also played this Choice City Stomp, he's playing this Saturday down in Denver, and he sings amazing music. Like his new song, Love Will Find a Way. It's
Right.
on his new record he just released last week. I mean, I don't know. I have a soundtrack that runs through my head all the time.
Sean James is one of the most unforgettable performers you would ever see. If you get a chance to see that guy, he's
Voice.
unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, if I was gonna, I would have to say one of Willie's songs, "Wrong Way to Run,"
Ugh.
is one of my all-time favorite songs.
Ugh.
It's, all of the songs, I just realized all the songs that I'm gonna pick are about taking your life in the wrong direction and crashing and burning, basically.
See, and I'm like the hope girl, so I guess we're
Yeah.
the yin and yang.
Yeah,
You know, we're
yeah.
doing we're all right over here.
That's why it works.
I think Josh's would be Since You've Been Gone.
No, it's definitely If I Could Turn Back Time by Cher.
Oh my God, we're still stuck on Cher.
Yep, always. What about Tub Thumping?
Yeah, that would definitely be yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that speaks to a lot of people on a
Yep.
personal level.
It's a generational
Kissing the
thing.
night away.
See, I think y'all are younger than me, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Tub thumping?
I don't know. We're probably not too
Really?
much younger.
You do. Chubbawamba?
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It was
Very
supposed to
bad.
be a political song.
Ugh. Wow. Ouch.
I think if I were to ever have a shootout scene like Face Off, I would do Redemption Song by Bob Murray. Because that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
A high action shootout scene too.
There's that contrast. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Definitely.
I don't know. My
It's
other
about
song-
slavery, though.
Is it? Yeah. Perfect. We're a slave to the
Partially.
fucking system and the guns. And
That was quite a leap. I like how you did that.
Go
Make it
for
fit.
it.
You did that
Yeah.
very seamlessly. Very nice.
His political career is coming right in.
I think if I were to have a song though that would be the soundtrack of my life, it'd be "Outside of a Small Circle of Friends" by Phil Ox, and that's like a old '50s, '60s political folk singer.
Yeah, he's a real
Such
underestimated
a fucked
dude.
up song.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
very-
he's the guy I always remember reading somewhere. Another peer from back then said that basically Phil Ox, his entire career got fucked because he just happened to be in the same place at the same time as Bob Dylan.
Yep,
If
absolutely.
Dylan hadn't showed up, it would have been.
Dylan actually, I think, purposely chose him to play certain events to fill time when he'd be late,
Oh, really?
and like kind of put him in that place of
A
fuck you,
placeholder.
you're- yeah.
Wow.
He's incredible, though. That guy. I mean, he's really an incredible musician.
the smoking buggy.
No.
Okay.
It's like I remember hearing somewhere that the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds came out, and like Brian Wilson said, "This is it. This is my masterpiece, the best thing I can ever create in my life." And then a week later, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band
Yeah.
came out and just completely
Yeah.
buried it.
And then he's like, "Fuck it, we'll record Charles Manson."
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I think like right after.
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
He did some of that. I forgot about
He
that.
did. He recorded the only known demo tracks of Charles Manson.
Huh.
And
Way to
then
go, B.
bought,
Way to go, B.
bought
Yeah.
music from him.
Yeah, he was
actually
confused.
He was pretty confused
He was
in those
pretty-
days. I never
That
knew
mental
what to
illness
say.
is
Guns N'
real.
Roses
Yeah.
did a song that they bought from Brian Wilson that
Oh,
was
way to
Charles
go,
Manson.
Axel.
And then Marilyn Manson bought a song from Brian Wilson.
Do you remember what songs?
I know that Marilyn Manson's was My Monkey
Okay.
off their first album, but I can't remember what the Guns N'
He
Roses
didn't get
was.
any royalties from that, did they?
No, Brian
I
got a
Wilson
flat.
was a smart
Okay.
businessman. He
Yeah.
knew better. Like, Charles Manson got no money from that.
Good.
He actually got very little money from his books and his interviews and stuff like that. That all went into victims advocacy.
All right, good.
I read one of his books and it was a phenomenal.
Yeah,
it was
he-
like an autobiography kind of because they had a ghostwriter, but it was the guy said that it was mainly his words and it was fascinating. I mean, you could tell how he's a manipulator. You know?
Yeah,
'Cause by the end of it, I was like, this guy
Sociopath.
got a raw deal. Charles fucking Manson.
I'm a pretty big Darwinist, and this is going to sound fucked up, but I'm a firm believer that if you can be brainwashed into doing
By
something
Charles Manson.
by anybody, Jim Jones, you know, he manipulated a ton of people to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And if you're fucking dumb enough to drink the fucking Kool-Aid,
You know?
survival of the fittest.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I'm with
I
you
mean,
on that.
Charles Manson, he was only at like one of the crime scenes that happened. Other than that, he was just manipulating.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
speeding acid. and
Crafty. He was a crafty one,
Very crafty.
you know?
Did you ever hear the recordings of the Jim Jones?
Oh,
when
yeah,
they're
the
taking-
tapes?
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that's a pretty
You ever listen to those,
fascinating.
Brett?
He's so, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Do you listen to him when you blow glass?
a little bit. It just depends on who's there.
Yeah.
Some, we got a shop full of dudes, so like some people are like, dude, turn that shit off. They want to hear like, I can't stand electronic music.
Oh, I
so
agree. I
I
can't
usually wear
either.
headphones, but
Button pushers?
yeah, yeah.
I don't like electronic music. I want instruments. I
Mhm.
want real,
I
like,
can respect the
instrumentation.
composure, and like the composition of it, but
No. It sounds
the-
like machines fucking to me. That's what I'm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
beat.
it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm
It's
not into it.
like-
I'm not into it.
No.
I never did like electronic music, and then I went to the sand dunes and took shrooms with some people, and now I
No,
get
they're
it.
like, I'm in. All
I had
right.
I had this real cool night, and I was like, yeah.
I see
Like
why
just
these
when you're
guys
on
like
mushrooms
it.
or like since.
No, since it's
Oh.
longer story,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
yeah, no, I really something clicked, and I like a lot of electronic. I mean, I think it's a genre that's still full of terrible music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like most genres.
I was gonna say,
But they're getting paid better than most.
Yeah, they really are. That's
But-
kind of
well,
the bigger
that's-
thing
It's more
right
of a
now.
production.
Yeah.
It's more of like a show, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Not necessarily a show, but it's a
The
visual
visual
experience as
and-
well as an audio
Yeah.
experience, you know?
When it kind of took over the
The
touring
rave
jam
scene,
band
yeah.
scene. The jam band scene
Well,
and
it's
the
still
rave
here,
scene.
you know.
Because like the
Thanks,
jam
Fort Collins,
bands
Colorado.
I feel like
half
a lot
the
of
jam
those-
bands
A
became
lot of the jam
electronic.
band kids and a lot of the electronic music kids kind of like find common ground. Though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
with, like that.
Soundtrack.
Eodo,
Shitty,
soundtrack.
shitty music. Is that what the common ground is? Soulless, boring. Oh, sorry.
I have a buddy who
Double
does
back.
dubstep, like really heavy dubstep.
I can't get
and
into that.
No.
went to a show of his to support him, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't fucking do this.
No.
And somebody came up to me and was like, you need to be on hallucinogens to really like it. And I'm
Oh,
like,
great.
I don't think so. I think if I were on hallucinogens and listening to this
I
shit,
be
it would
even
make
more
me
annoyed.
fucking homicidal.
Yeah, then I'd be
Like,
really
it,
annoyed.
it
I
would
feel like
be
it would
bad.
I would feel itchy. if
Yeah.
I was on.
Itchy
It's
is
like-
the right
Punchy,
term.
punchy.
And punchy. Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Oh, hey, dumb kid.
But
I
no,
don't
so
know.
dubstep is the da, 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 and then the boom, the big bass drop is like the.
I think it's just a lot of the like lower dissonance bass, like the wah 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 wah. wah.
Still no instruments.
Almost
Play a
industrial,
fucking
but
instrument.
not.
Talk to me then.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know.
No, I agree.
We're- I don't know,
We're
I'm
here
so-
promoting a
We're
roots
surrounded,
festival.
yeah,
This
but
is
it's like
appropriate.
Americana
Yeah.
and roots and blues music, original music. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't find very much creativity in that, but maybe I'm just
But
judging.
I have to give a lot of respect for people like I went to a Bass Nectar show probably 12, 13 years ago at the Mishawaka. And the guy went up and he didn't have turntables or anything. He had a really primitive loop machine and did his own sounds and made this whole show with the sounds. And now he just pushes buttons for $1 million a night.
Unbelievable.
So-
Yeah.
I gotta give respect to that and the way
But
that.
like, I mean,
fuck
so
yeah.
we've got people who perform. I don't know. It comes to mind. We have a guy. His name's R.L. Cole, Robert Louis
Oh,
Cole.
familiar.
And this guy again, blues kid. I mean, plays a bunch of different music. But man, when it's him and a guitar just belting it out, I mean, you get goosebumps.
Oh,
That
yeah.
type of music doesn't affect my soul. It's not
Right.
for me. It's not
You
my
don't
soul
get
music,
goosebumps
you know what
from
I mean?
it, yeah.
No, I mean, and maybe I don't do drugs, and so that maybe I'm missing out on something.
You're
But
not.
I don't think
No.
I
I
am.
don't think you are.
I don't
No.
think I am.
I don't think you
so.
are.
I'd prefer to hear like people just bearing their soul, singing about something that's important to them, rather than just some electronic. And half the time they're not even writing their own music; they're stealing shit from other people.
They're like,
Sampling other people's music. So-
I don't want to bash a local, but you look at Pretty Lights, and the song that made him really popular was another electronic group that he just added a few drum beats to. A group called Nightmares on Wax, and he just added some drum beats to it, released it in Seattle where the scene was big, and then boom, he's now a multi-millionaire, fucking crazy bastard who was in a hip hop group here in town.
Wow.
And I think that's a big thing. You steal, you steal, but you can change 10% and make it your own.
Right.
You know, in the glass world, that shit, you get eaten alive
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that. If you
definitely.
bite somebody else's product and change 10%, you're still biting someone's product.
Like, you
That's the
can't
war
even
with
change
China.
10%.
What do you
If
think
I
about
make a dog
It's the
and another
basis
guy
of
makes a
comedy.
dog,
Is,
even
I
though they
mean,
don't
is
look
this
the
comedy
same,
stealing, or are you?
I mean, comedy. It's hard to.
But you gotta have timing. You gotta have your own sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's a lot of overlap. I mean, it's harder. Comedy. It's a fine line between plagiarism and just landing on the same
Collective
kind of
thought.
base.
Well,
Yeah,
who-
because I can think of like 4 guys off the top of my head who are kind of legendary comedians who have a
Very
bit that's
similar
pretty
bit,
much the
yeah.
same bit. It's
Yeah.
just they're saying it a little different, but it's the same premise, same direction. And I think if you did that in like music or something, it's hard to compare the arts, but yeah, it's a weird thing in comedy that it's kind of okay to plagiarize. You just have to
Yeah.
do it 100% in your own voice. But I mean, I guess that's what music. I mean, that's what Led Zeppelin is, all plagiarized, and it's amazing. I mean,
I can't tell you how many times. Yeah, Led Zeppelin is like old slave songs and shit like that.
oh
that
yeah,
they
totally.
stole.
Did you see? There's some new, like they've been talking about that a lot
Incredible Fleet,
recently.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they just
Yeah,
stole Muddy Waters.
I mean, I've only been doing comedy a little less than a year now. And yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've seen a headlining comedian go up that I've never even heard of or seen before, and then they do a bit, and I'm like, holy fuck, that is almost verbatim of something else I have. There's no way
Oh,
they
right,
heard
yeah.
it, there's no way I've heard theirs, delete, delete, delete.
Yeah.
So I think collective thought is one thing, but it's like in the art world, it's a totally different thing, I think, than music or comedy. Like you're having to really come up with a different visual aesthetic than somebody to really stand out, right?
Yeah, but it's also things that are being repeated. You know, it's really interesting that we're talking about it because there's an artist named Chris Carlson, and he makes little tubes, kind of like that size, and he does this thing he calls the Pollock tech. You know, Jackson Pollock.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's glass, but it looks as if like it was like a paintbrush, just like slung at a board, and it's a really cool technique, and it looks really cool. But there's some people that give him flack because he's recreated in glass other people's art, of different mediums.
But that's a totally different medium.
Exactly,
Like,
it's a
hard
different medium, exactly. So therefore, should you have a problem with it? No. But for some reason, some people, just the way I like to put it is some people just have a stick up their ass.
Just getting up their
Right.
arms
Yeah.
and shit.
They're just looking for something to argue or be upset about.
Well, I mean,
And I fall on that side of the line a lot of times. I have
Oh,
to
yeah.
admit, like I like to
I think that's
see
human
art
nature.
and like critique it really harshly and pick it apart. But on a good day, yeah, I just realize like, well, is it good or is it not good?
Yeah, does
Right.
it speak to your heart? I mean,
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
I teach, that type of stuff, but it's just
Yeah.
like whatever speaks to you, speaks to you.
but then there's things that are straight up rip-offs, like especially in the glass world. Like one of my favorite artists is a gentleman named Zach P.
Nice.
Ouch Kick. He has some really unique glass, but like a few months ago I was at a distributor's shop that does a lot of China glass, and they straight up had a perfect knockoff.
Did I ever show you, or did you ever see the one that they ripped off of me?
No.
So you know how I make the little turbocharger
Yeah.
pieces? So there I made there's like a teal and yellow one with a little turbo for a mouthpiece.
Mhm.
I'll have to find it on my phone. I shit you not, someone sent me a picture of one in a shop in Nashville. And it was just a shop full of Chinese stuff, and sure enough, I shit you not, like all marbles are in the same spot. It was almost
Wow.
the same color.
Yes, I do know what you're talking about. Actually, you posted it on Instagram.
Yeah, and I was blown away because I was just like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like, and this was like 2 months after I made it, so it's literally like just going through like Instagram. As much of a blessing as social media is for like what I do as far as like putting the work out there.
Yeah.
It's also like a burden
A curse.
because anybody can see it.
I think that's like that with tattoo artists too. You know what I
Absolutely,
mean? They
yeah.
are totally. I mean, it's just everybody's chomping on
and things have
everybody's stuff.
changed with glass, and I'm sure with tattoos too, especially with the internet. Where back in the day there was no trading secrets, there was no showing anybody your technique. Like your
Yeah.
technique
Yeah.
was yours.
And then you have
And
whole
nowadays
YouTube
that you can go on
channels.
YouTube and
Yeah,
you
boom,
can
here
buy
you go.
a torch or you can buy a tattoo machine and just practice, doing whatever. And that's where a lot of this biting comes into play. Is kids that are inspired by someone else's work, and so they try to recreate it, and then when they get good at it, they try to sell it. It's a really weird.
When it comes to China, though, do you take that as like an insult or a compliment? Like, I fucking made it. China
Okay,
is having
so
children make my shit.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that.
Someday-
It's funny you said that. So, that's the one I
Whoa,
made.
look
That's the
at
one in the
that.
shop.
Oh wow,
So,
Holy hell.
if you read what I posted on here,
that is very unique.
I go,
too.
I'm
Like, that's
flattered.
not
I
a-
made
Yeah,
it.
that's not a-
Because like that's kind of like the stigma in the glass
Yeah.
blowing scene is like, if China thinks your piece was,
Good enough to replicate
that piece
a million
was shown to me
times.
before I even sold that. So
Which one's yours?
this one is
The one on
mine.
the left.
and
The
that
Turbo.
one's the Chinese.
I
one.
love this fucking.
And so I had that for
Yours
probably
is-
6
Yours
months.
is cooler.
Yours is
though.
way
Thank
cooler.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's not
Like-
made by 8-year-olds.
Well, and that looks it looks like
You can
it-
see how it's
it's
similar. It's got
produced.
similar marbles in the
It's
same
so
spots.
wild that they
and-
just did that. I mean, it's
Oh
unbelievable.
yeah, man, those lines, the ridge
Yeah,
part, right? That's
it's
super.
it's
cool.
insane, man.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
But
Yeah.
there's this
Well,
one.
all right. So to just
Yeah, look at that.
tie that back into the Choice City Stomp, I tell you what is, and I mean this, like what's super cool about this music, what makes it so unique and original, is that all of these artists, for the most part, are guys now maybe in their 30s, but they're young people who grew up on metal and punk, and then somewhere along the line found like bluegrass and country, and it's just this crazy mixing of all of those things, and blues and classic rock and all that. But you can see the punk rock in most of these guys.
I
you
feel
know?
like
That's cool.
Yeah.
punk in the solo folk and acoustic, or,
Yeah.
or even honky tonk in a way, it goes hand in hand.
Absolutely.
And
It's all rebel music,
yeah,
you know.
very
I mean,
much
it's all
Level music,
rebel
and I was
music
gonna say, I
for
feel
sure.
like another common denominator is like the people that are into that type of music are like really into the music, you know, and they're in it for the music, not for the scene, not for.
right.
They're people that, like she said
Certainly
earlier.
I mean,
not in
I
it
would,
for the
I would love,
money.
I would love
Not
for
in
these
it for
people
the
to make
money.
money, but they're not. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like some
No.
people are balking at the $35. I'm like, this is a top tier festival lineup.
Like you said, $3.
I did the
a
math.
band.
It's like $3 per band per ticket. You know what I mean? And we're not making money. Again, Jimmy's not about that. This is us supporting a scene. But it's just like I got a coworker that was like, for $35. I'm like, fuck, dude, I dropped that on Indian food. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up, man.
Oh, no
you know what I
shit.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
DoorDash.
you dropped that at Taco Bell, you fucking bitch. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I
Even
don't know.
before I was a performer, I had no tolerance for people that would say shit like that about
Or people
good
who try to
shows,
get
but
in for
now
free.
I'm
I'm just like,
violently angry
I'm
about
just
it every
like,
time.
you know, this is a wonderful little local, and these guys, I mean, they're coming from California and Texas, and we got the Sugar Britches to Texas. We got Lauren is coming from Utah, 20 Watts coming from Wisconsin, Joey's coming from, I mean, they're traveling
Yeah.
to be with us.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
that's
And like, they're not making shit. But I mean, they're just doing it
Doing it
because
to
it's
have
family.
fun and
This
to
is
spread the
family.
love.
That's what this is, you know. And so I don't know. And people who come out when eventually, like, because I'm kind of persuasive, I'm like, come on, try it. They'll be like, oh my god, it was so good. I'm like, yeah, no shit, you dumbass. You know, it's like this is good. I mean, I'm following this stuff all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
I
You know?
understand, like I do understand the idea that sometimes, you know, you think of a bar show, whether it's music or comedy,
Yeah.
you think of a show in a bar, you think of it as amateur, you think, it's probably not going to be that good. But that excuse doesn't fly in Fort Collins because for a decade there have been there aren't
Yeah.
really very many. You never see a shitty bar band here. You
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
It might not be your kind of music, but the people that perform are good.
That's
and the same with
exactly
comedy.
it,
Like
yeah.
if you've seen comedy in this town, it's fucking good. Don't be mad about paying $10 for something. It just
No.
drives
But-
me insane.
Well,
I
think
feel
about
like-
how much you're dropping on a drink at Elliott's. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
starting
That
at
blows my
$10
mind that
drink.
somebody
You know?
can't spend $10 to have fun. You know, when you're dropping $10 at the bar or at Taco
Easily.
Bell
Like
or-
on a cocktail,
At the
on
dispensary.
one,
Yeah.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And
People's
Yeah,
priorities
it's
are just kind of
frustrating.
fucked up.
Yeah,
I feel
they
like.
really.
Yeah.
Working in a glass shop, I have people come in all the time. Why is this so fucking expensive?
What's the best
And
price you can do on this
My
one?
Yeah.
number one answer is, can you fucking do it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like, cause I can't.
yeah.
I can't fucking do it.
right.
And I think people lose that. They get this attitude that, oh, it's so simple to do something like that when it's not. I
No,
mean,
no.
performing is a
Countless
fucking
hours.
tricky thing.
Right.
You put your heart and soul. All three of
awkward,
you
yeah.
guys
Well,
put
it
your
always
heart
blew my
and soul
mind
into
that
your
people
art.
are so quick to buy like the next PlayStation or the next iPhone. You know, things that are expensive. you
That
know.
are
Really expensive.
disposable.
Yeah.
But then when something's like handmade or something that's a show,
Crafted,
somebody's
yeah,
putting their
these
heart
are
and soul
yeah.
into something, and
Yeah.
they can't drop 10 or $50 for a pipe that they can get from China
Right.
for 10 or they don't want to drop $10
They'll go
for a
spend like
show.
$400 to see the Stones. I'm like, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I
Doesn't make
mean,
any
this
sense.
is not the Stones. I mean,
And they're
these
terrible.
They're like up close and
Yeah.
personal. These are
Live.
your. I mean, these people can change your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've changed my life. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's just like, and not only have they changed my life, but now they're my friends. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's like that intimacy. I'm so done with like stadium rock. I don't even want to see
Oh.
big shows hardly anymore. Even at Red Rocks,
Yeah.
which I love Red
I
Rocks.
love Red Rocks too.
But it's just like
They
so.
pack it to over occupancy
and just like it's so
$9 beers
removed and so
that's
sterile.
a good price.
You know?
$9 beers.
It's been a while.
that's
since I've been
Yeah,
there.
right. What?
But honestly, I tell people all the time that you and Jimmy and the Stomp ruined me
For music.
for music in general, and certainly I don't want to see anything bigger than a bar because I'm so used to being able to just be right in front of like some of the best live music I've ever
Performers
seen.
ever, you
That if
know.
I'm at Red Rocks, I'm like,
The intimacy is
Yeah.
more definitely.
I
Yeah.
think, you watch their the little winks they give each other, or Charlie
Yeah,
Parr.
all that little
Charlie
stuff.
Parr just kind of like scrunches up, and he hunkers down, and we're just right there with him.
and
It's
something you can feel something in the audience, and then you see him just smile because he knew it
yeah,
too. Like that kind of
those are
shit
those
is
sweet
priceless.
moments that you're just like, this is so beautiful.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
incredible.
Yeah, that's what that's why I love live music. You know, it just makes you feel so.
For sure. And honestly, the Swing Station, that's my favorite bar anywhere, but especially for seeing live music.
Yeah.
It's just the perfect setup.
I mean, and granted, Fort Collins has got some other sweet venues, and some of the newer ones are awesome. But man,
Oh, yeah.
I love it, man. I think it's just like
Do they do
a dog
music
will walk
outside,
by.
like in the back?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
do?
In the
Okay.
summer, so Sunday afternoon, if the weather's nice, we'll set up on the back porch,
Nice.
and then you just are hanging out on the back porch. Dogs are walking through. Crazy old drunk people from Laporte coming,
Yeah.
try to sexually harass you. It's a
Yeah.
party. It's a party.
Yeah.
You know, and there's some horseshoes and awkwardness and people in sweatpants. It's great.
Yeah.
Laporte. It's Laporte,
I'll fit
Colorado.
right in.
Yeah. Come on
But
down.
you have no idea how much you'd fit in. I walked in the door and I was like,
These are my people. These are my people. Yeah.
Is he
What do you want to do?
banjo? What is?
Here.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, that was his way of saying he
Can
wants
I
a
have a beer?
Yeah. He's like, who wants to give me a beer, you guys?
Oh, what to choose from? Should we get into some topics?
Yes.
Are these the topics in front of us?
Yes.
Get the chat room up.
All right.
So back on the punk rock thing, real quick. I do love that, and like, I was talking with Sugar Britches.
Yeah,
When
and they're
we were on
playing.
the
They're
show.
playing the stomp as well.
They're playing the
that's
stomp
great.
as well.
I haven't seen them yet. I'm
Oh
excited.
my God, good.
And they are very much that honky tonk with a punk rock influence.
Of course, yeah.
And you've got your devil and your angel. You know, you've got Brian kind of plays the angel up there, where Josh plays the mischievous devil,
Yeah.
but at the same time they reverse roles. And I think that's fucking amazing to be able to do that. There's not enough of that. Like back in the days of Merle and Willie, they did the same thing. The contrast of both sides and.
Well, I don't know if you've ever seen Slim Cessna's Auto Club.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
that's like they're battling for your soul up there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Between Slim and Munley, talk about the dark and the light. You know what I mean? It's like, I totally get it. You know what I mean? And there's
yeah.
times where you're just like, you know.
They're this debauched revival.
Yeah, right?
It's
You know, I heard
I-
J.D. Wilkes from the legendary Shakers referred to Munley as a Christ-haunted wraith. And that is like the best description of him I've ever
Yeah.
heard. I'm like, yeah, you
Those are
know.
good words.
You know, and so, I don't know, I love that. I love it. I feel like that's a lot of music. And my friend George, we have a guy named George Blosser, and if you ever get a look at, he's an amazing photographer who photographs a lot of live music, and he loves to look at that. He sees music through the eyes of a theater. You know what I mean? Of the theatrical performance. And so again, and there's a lot of theater in this roots music as well. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's you know, there's all different things going on.
But
with
it's
music.
very nonchalant in
Yeah.
a way. It's not
super
like
authentic though, because
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're not authentic, everybody's like, fuck you. You
Yeah.
know.
Do you remember? I don't remember the name of the band, and I would totally blast them if I did, because it was one band, and Jimmy booked them like on a recommendation. He said afterwards, he was like, "It's weird because they were the only band I've ever booked without knowing for sure."
Yeah.
And they came in, and I remember when they were playing, I remember thinking something isn't right about this band. Something doesn't fit, and then it hit me that they all had like nice haircuts. Like their hair had been professionally cut, and I was like, "That's weird."
You're
They
groomed.
They
You've
turned
been
out.
groomed.
They turned out to be shitty people. They were shitty to Jimmy. They were shitty to the venue. They acted like rock stars, and they were total cunts. But it was one of those things. They weren't authentic. They were
Right.
putting on the stuff, and you
They're
don't have to be a
putting-
dirty person or whatever. But
Well, that's
most
like-
are.
That's
Yeah,
like
they're just
like
on the
old
road and
Crow
living-
medicine show, like now.
They're
The new
living hard.
like
Compared
that
to-
shtick compared to what they were when Willie Watson was with them.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
them and they had like spangled like outfits and this little. I mean, I
They
was
were
like,
stepping
we
off
left,
stage to
dude.
do lines and
it
shit
was,
real
it was
quick
so
and-
fake, and like
Yeah.
that authenticity, you can't. I don't know. For
You
me,
can't
that's-
replicate that.
Yeah,
Right.
you know.
And I don't know if that came off wrong. I don't mean to say
No,
that.
no.
If you have if you took a shower this week, you're a fraud. I'm just saying. You
I can't smell you.
You can fucking smell that fraud on people, though. You know.
But if people aren't real, then
Especially
they're
on
not
stage.
real. Yeah.
And I think
Even in
that
company,
also
too.
Totally.
it can make the difference between making somebody huge and not, is willing to conform to that.
Yeah.
Like Slim Cessna, I feel, has had many opportunities to conform to that, and they never have. And I love that about them. But that's
too,
also
'cause
made them
they should be
huge
huge. They
across
should
the
be
world.
huge.
Yeah.
I mean, they're huge in fucking Russia and Europe.
Yeah,
and
they are. Europe loves them.
Oh, really?
You know.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They're
Good.
huge. Yeah.
They
Russia.
they
does.
sell out more shows in Europe and Russia than they do here.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because this is our home.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Well, we take it for granted.
We do.
So much
We
good
do.
shit comes out of America.
Well, then, but then
Take
why
it
do
for
we
granted.
buy such schlock? What is it about America that,
Yeah.
like, you look at like CMT and some of that shit, and I'm like,
because
why
it's what
are
we're sold.
it's just like
it's
that?
what we're
you know,
sold.
we're
Yeah.
guzzling just shitty cum is what's happening.
Yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
like
We should-
But you know, if billionaire companies got behind Charlie Parr
Yeah.
and sold it, mainstream people they're just gonna swallow whatever you fucking give them.
Yeah,
For the
oh,
most
yeah.
part, most people.
I mean, look at
really,
Nelly
like-
and Tim McGraw, man. We should have
Yeah.
all known that that was a bad idea, but people bought it.
But like the
fuck
American
up.
Idol and The Voice and any
Yeah.
of like some of like the larger comedy, it's just such like if it's banal enough and boring enough, beige, it's like the beiging of America.
Yeah.
We're just gonna beige you all out, and you're all gonna like go eat plastic food, and I don't know. There's something
a
wrong
lot of
with
people
there's
want
like
that,
something
too.
wrong with
Yeah.
our soul is what I'm
Oh,
convinced
yeah,
of. Is
I
there's like
agree.
we're just I don't know. It trips me out because like I see these people who are out there pouring their heart and soul out into this music, and they're making like a couple $100 a night, and then these cheese dicks are up there, and I'm like, who the fuck? Why are you listening to this? It's so boring.
They don't
It's-
have a fucking interest group behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
A
that's
machine.
a big thing is like these companies, or even like you said, these mainstream comedians. Most of those guys aren't writing their shit.
Yeah.
They've got a crew
Teams
of
of
writers who are researching shit behind them and using psychological marketing techniques to really touch into that.
Make a
And-
cat joke,
And I don't want to say fuck Jeff Dunham, but
or Amy Schumer.
fuck that. Do you think she's doing that? I bet
Oh,
she
I know
writes
she
her.
is.
Really?
I know she is. Yeah.
How do you know?
Because she's admitted to having writers. She had a big thing a little while back about stealing jokes, and she
Yeah.
said, "Well, this was a joke that was produced by one of my writers."
Well, and
And
I
she
guess
admitted to having writers.
I guess
so-
I can't fault. I mean, Ron White has writers. Yeah, and I guess at some point, I could kind of see a need for that. And you do still give. I'm an Amy Schumer fan. I will bet, even though her last 3 specials have been total dog shit.
Yeah.
the beginning of
Because she
her
has
career
writers.
was so good.
Yeah.
that I'm still behind her.
That's the difference, though. She didn't have writers at those
Yeah.
times.
Well, Jezelnik, they were dating.
Yeah,
You can
well,
smell Jezelnik.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can smell.
But
It's just a snail trail.
Uh,
It's true. Yeah. It was, dude, come on, fuck Jeff Dunham. Jimmy Richter says.
dude. Jimmy!
wait, was that a pro Jeff Dunham?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
But I don't disagree. I think that at that point you have people backing you that have formed your shit for you. And I mean, I couldn't imagine that with any of us now. Like, would you want somebody telling you behind your shoulder how to fucking manipulate a piece of glass?
Not
Would you want
necessarily.
somebody telling you how to fucking write a joke?
My girlfriend Evan does it all the time. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I don't think
yeah.
she has your worst interest in mind.
No,
She's got your best interest in mind.
no, it's crazy. It's crazy where we're at and where America's taste is deplorable.
I think
What's
well,
Fed
I
doing?
think we just have become so like corporate and like big box stores and strip malls, and it's just like I feel like we're losing our flavor, even regionally. Like, and I travel a lot to go see music. I see festivals all over this country, and it's just like there's still little regional differences, and I think you might recognize that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But by and large, I think Americans are like it's like Six Flags Over Jesus churches, and it's like this just real like. I don't know. I just think it's boring, and I think that we're being sold that boringness.
Exactly.
And then it's making us obese. It's making us drug addicts. It's making us seek some type of. I gotta get high so that I can like live my life, dude. Fucking, there's real stuff going on out there.
But at the same time, I like to call it corporate individualism. Like, we are sold through our media and shit things that are supposed to be directed at us, but they've been used, like, through corporations and personalized algorithms to deliver us what we think we want. Especially through social media
It's unbelievable,
and
yeah.
internet and just anything that we're connected to.
We're drinking the fucking Kool-Aid.
We are
Glenn.
drinking the fucking Kool-Aid.
Yeah, we are.
So how do we become the Kool-Aid?
Sell out. I guess.
Go to the Choice City Stomp.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do we become the cool? Well, you have to have an individual thought. You have to be able to like withstand a little bit of like original thinking.
Yeah.
Be willing to listen to somebody. I think that's important. I don't think we've become so polarized that if you even say something I disagree with, I'm going to fucking ignore you.
Right. Well, we
Right,
have
yeah.
the choice to now pick who we listen to.
Yeah,
and
well,
what
and sometimes we
listen
don't even
to,
have that
and-
choice. Sometimes, again, it's just spoon-fed to us. Again,
Yeah.
like you're talking about those algorithms, we know that it's, we're in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
And everything spreads so quickly now, like whether it's opinions or tastes or whatever. Like, it's weird to go to cities all over the country and like the hip part of whatever city,
Yeah.
it's exactly the same. like Austin, like Old Town Fort Collins is the same as a lot of Austin, which is the same as like
Portland
this
and-
cool little part of Minneapolis I was just in, and like
Eugene,
people are
yeah.
dressed
City.
all the same, and it's
Westport.
because
I love Westport.
You know.
Westport Saloon is my
It's
home.
fed
bad
to us.
Westport's
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
We got some
I was
chat
there for my
room
21st
action.
birthday back in the day, and I don't even remember the bars we went to, but yeah, we got fucked up in Westport.
I blacked out in Westport. The first and only time in Westport, I blacked out sitting at the bar, and I woke up on the sidewalk surrounded by cops
Oh, hey.
who just politely helped me get an Uber.
Oh, they're so
Because
There's no open container lot in
cops.
Missouri,
Yeah.
so we were
Yeah,
just
you
driving
can
around with
cruise
whiskey.
around.
It's crazy.
Westport Saloon, always. Sorry.
Sean Ferguson says cultural subversion. Look into it.
Okay.
Daisy Montgomery says Elaine is my spirit animal.
Oh.
I called it first.
You have
You know
no
Daisy?
idea. I don't.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
And then Maddie Arthur says, "Damn it! Now I want some grape."
I
Kool-Aid."
love grape Kool-Aid. That's what I
That's
drink.
why I
That's
love
my
Chiba.
jam. Yeah.
It's because of
I
Kool-Aid.
don't even go for the sandwich. I go for the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, that's right.
Their
I love
Kool-Aid's
Kool-Aid.
badass.
I drink grape Kool-Aid all day long.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Grape Kool-Aid?
Grape Kool-Aid. Yeah.
I can't do
Delicious.
it. I guess we're candid here. Fuck it. Back in my heavy drug use days, I smoked some bad drugs through a melted grape popsicle, and that ruined grape for me forever.
There you go. Forever.
That
Yeah.
would do it.
I'm gonna
Through a
call,
popsicle.
I'm gonna call you
through a
Grape
melted
Ape.
popsicle.
Grape Ape.
Yeah.
There you are, bub.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
yeah.
So I haven't touched grapes since then. I haven't touched meth since then.
Well, that's
So-
that's a good move on your part.
That's the one you ought to really stay away from.
yeah.
Those
When
open
you say
sores
grapes, you
and you know
think meth, that's
psychosis. Not
I
really.
do. And
Yeah,
every
sure.
time I smell like a grape blunt wrap,
Oh god.
that instantly
Triggers it.
like triggers it, and I'm like back to 15 or 16, like selling crank to bikers, you know, shit like that.
What a life.
Look at
Yeah.
that lineup.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to take a look at that
Yeah,
real quick.
totally.
Passing out at the bar is just a Tuesday in Westport.
Nah.
Kenny Strakes, or
Oh, Kenny!
Straka.
Yay! He's from Kansas City.
Nice.
So he knows.
Yeah, he does. He was a bartender at the Westport Saloon for a
Oh,
long time.
shit.
Yep, he knows. Four Roses Bourbon. Sorry. They're good people out there. We love them.
Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas?
Missouri.
Okay. Just clear.
Yeah, you got to be clear on that one.
You can't. Kansas. That's a rough place. We don't.
Look at
we don't
that,
ever
right?
wanna-
Amazing.
I know, and then
Yeah.
the opening party too.
So the only two bands on here that I don't know actually are Jordan Smart and 20 Watt Tombstone.
So Jordan's coming in with Willie. He's on tour with Willie.
Oh,
He's
cool.
an Ohio kid. He knows Jimmy. He's real good friends. I mean, we're finding out about him. And then 20 Watt is this two-piece out of Wisconsin, just face melters.
Really
they roll
fucking
with
awesome.
with Left Lane Cruiser. Just I
Okay.
mean, sponsored by Gretsch, Tom and Mitch. They're great. Follow them on Facebook. They've got the pre-show dump. I mean, they're hilarious
Electric?
kids.
They
Yeah,
are hilarious.
They're hard electric.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
we added them late because they're out on tour, and it was by luck that we get to join. They're joining us. What a way to start Sunday! Our hair is going to be like back like this.
Yeah, that's great. That's what Left Lane last year.
Oh my
was
God!
insane.
Left Lane Cruiser!
guys know
Oh
them,
my
Left
God!
Lane.
Shut up! Ugh.
I'll definitely be picking up my tickets. I'm
Yeah,
excited for
please
that.
let us
So-
know. I mean, and invite
Yeah.
your friends. Invite
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
it's good music. There's ups and downs and heavy and hard and sweet, and it's just going to be.
We'll
good.
plug the shit out of it. Over there.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's fun.
Week and a
It's
half.
really a good time.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you found your family. That's what you're going to come to find out is like you found these people that you've known, you've wanted to know your whole life. Just
Mm-hmm. You
good
didn't
people.
realize it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I found. Jimmy moved into town. I'm a local man. I'm from Fort Collins. I born and raised, here. This is my hood, and I'm a punk rock girl. I'll talk about punk rock. I've always been a punk rock girl, and Jimmy moved to town and started putting on these shows, and we kind of found each other, and it changed my life. You know what I mean? The Hoot and Hollers.
Yeah.
Some of this music. Sean James again. These bands that he's introduced me to. Like I'm in. I'm all in with these people, and that's what an amazing find. To
love
find
that.
somebody that you can just offers you that ability to change your whole life.
Yeah.
It's real cool.
What?
Chat.
What about the chat?
Jimmy says, Elaine, give those dudes tickets.
All right, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet, you're in
We'll-
the door.
we'll
Yay.
definitely,
All right, I got him in the car.
Oh yeah. Well, we're definitely excited for that.
Sweet.
I've been
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jimmy.
following this for a while, and I got to thank Sugar Britches for putting the feelers out on this
Yeah,
one. And
yeah, it was Brian who definitely let us know about this. So thank you for this opportunity as well.
I'm surprised after that show they wanted anything to do with us because it got a little rough. In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
I can't wait to meet those guys. Everyone's told me that they're just awesome dudes, and
I got
the
something
music
for
I've
you.
heard is fantastic.
Yeah, they're good.
We were gonna do a house show, a comedy music house show.
Their
with them,
CD release
and-
party out at the swing station was, I mean, it was Charlie Parr packed. It was
Oh, nice.
packed.
All right,
Oh,
thanks.
sweet. Yeah, I mean, it was packed, and they had Bevan Luna open up for them. I mean, it was an
Yeah,
unbelievable
that
show.
was amazing.
It was really good.
And that show the other night was really awesome.
Yeah,
Is this their full length? Or
That
just
is their-
or-
that's their new record. Yeah, their new
So,
record.
just so everyone out there knows, the name is "Don't Make Her a Mixtape Yet, You Idiot." That is a great picture and
And look, they've
name.
got Wilford Brimley, you know, on their sticker. But Willie T. Taylor sings a song about Wilford Brimley's nice mustache.
His
Yeah,
epic mustache.
He's a dirty Willie T. You know,
Oh, man.
he's equal parts make you cry and equal parts just a dirty bastard. So
Yeah.
it's
I
good.
feel that way about those guys as well.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
My kind
And
of
It's
people.
good music.
the big thing with them is I've never seen a two-piece play for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the other night at the Colorado Room, those guys played for 3 fucking hours and kept it solid the whole time.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
didn't
stoked.
Funny
keep anybody
jokes. I
bored.
mean,
Yep.
the jokes are funny. I think they're
Yeah.
funny guys. You know, Brian's got a real dry sense of humor, and you got Mr. Wiggles over there shaking his ass, making us all feel uncomfortable, and
Watching himself.
calling me mom from the stage. I'm
Yep.
like, fuck you, buddy. I'm like, you know, I was like, you know, women don't like being called mom from the stage, you asshole. You know, he's like, oh, really? I'm like, ugh.
So we did a comedy competition a couple weeks ago, and Josh was there, and I think that he was part of the rowdiness in the audience.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, we had a little talk about that, like the difference between comedy and music. Like, you got to be real soft with the comedy. Like, you can't be fucking yelling at people and
Well, it's
shit like
because
that.
every
That's
little
what encourages
moment
me.
matters. If you miss a certain pause in a joke, you're gonna miss the whole point of the fucking
Yeah.
joke, you know? And people don't get it, and I get that. But
Timing really is everything in comedy, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean,
incredibly so.
I mean, for me, I mean, I honestly think I'm a comedian, to be honest. I mean, I entertain people for hour after hour in a public environment on the daily. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
everything it's timing. And a lot of my jokes are recycled, which I think is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I've been using this joke for 24 years, you know, but
But
it's,
teaching, honestly, it is. I'm sure it's super similar. Just in the crowd control
you've got
aspect.
to figure
of
out
it,
who's
the-
going what, you
yeah.
know, what's going on. I mean, there is a lot. And I think, you know, and I'm not downplaying and I'm saying that
No,
I could
yeah.
do what you guys do, but I mean, there's times where I'm like, fuck, dude, you think that's hard? You got one night, you know, I'm like, try 8 hours a fucking
yeah.
day.
I
With
bet
little-
comedians
with
get
teenagers,
paid
you know what I
bastard
mean? I'm
kids,
like,
man.
come on.
Yeah.
Comedians
Remember when
probably
Dicks
get
we
paid
were?
better.
Yeah.
As fucked up as that sounds,
Oh, right.
and I don't mean that as an insult.
it's
I mean
true,
our
it's
teachers
true.
deserve to be paid.
But I
fucking
think you're
better.
right, you know. But I don't know. It's just funny to me. I'm like, you
I
know,
don't get paid more than you.
Yeah,
I promise.
okay,
you. I
yeah,
promise.
it's true. It's true.
Maybe Jeff Dunham. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know.
Who's your
If I were
favorite?
getting paid that well, I'd let somebody stick their hand up my ass and talk through my mouth for a while.
My favorite comedian right now, off the top of my head, I'm saying Sam Talent. Favorite
Sam
comedian
Talent,
on the
fuck
planet.
yeah.
With, I mean, there's most of my favorite comedians are all people that I know now because
Same
I've
here.
seen
'Cause
them
you've
and I've
seen them,
studied
you
them and
watched
I just
them.
realize what level of amazing it is. But yeah, Sam Talent's a Denver comedian that is the best in the world.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
And I would say Steve Gillespie is
Oh, yeah.
is up there
Oh man,
with
he's-
it. How quick he is and
Adam Keaton Holland.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get real inside baseball right now, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Adam, fucking crazy.
5 guys in Denver right now that I put in my top 10 list. You know,
Wow.
it's crazy.
That's so cool.
But it's kind of like music, like the music scene. When you are seeing these guys over and over, you see all the,
the
little
nuances,
reasons that
yeah,
they're
why you love them
amazing.
so dearly, you
Yeah.
know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you got, Brett? Who's your favorite comedian?
I have a couple favorite. The first one I ever saw when I was living in Omaha, Pablo Francisco, was at the Funny Bone. My sister saw me take him.
I've heard about him a lot.
He's fucking always high as fuck on cocaine.
Yeah. I know exactly who the fuck you're talking
He
about.
kind of runs some of the stuff he says. You know, you really got to pay attention, just 'cause he talks so fast. But he is funny. He does, you know, impersonations, and yeah, he's all around pretty funny. and then I got to meet him. And so that's how I knew he was just high as hell, because at the bar afterwards, you know,
We got high
he's
with
shaking
him.
her. No, no, we were sitting at the bar afterwards, and he had people coming up to him, you know, and you could just tell he's just wiping his face. And he's like, "Yeah, nice to meet you, nice to meet you." And he like turns around, and I'm sitting at the bar, and he just looks at me, and he goes, "Fuck." I was like, "Do you need a drink?" He's like, "No, I'm good." I was like, "All right, man." I got a picture with him, and he's got like a Transformer hat, and he's just like in my face. It's pretty funny, but he's got a lot of good jokes.
There's actually a hip hop artist named Keshi Ramos
Okay.
who has an album dedicated to Pablo.
Really?
And I think it has a lot to do with that train right there,
It probably is.
the yeast cake train, as we like to call it. How about you? You have a favorite?
So I've not really seen that much live comedy, but the one comedian that I've taken my son to, we went and saw David Cross.
Oh yeah.
He was fucking hilarious, dude. That first record of his, I'll
man,
put that
yeah.
on an airplane and like be laughing so hard I'm crying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is it? Shut Up Baby, You Fucking Cry Baby, or
I
whatever.
don't remember the names, but the first two,
They're
his first two
so
albums
good,
were so
dude.
good.
Yeah. So that's and I've seen some local comedy, but again, I'm kind of a David Cross girl.
That's
I've seen something from my little heart there.
My buddy got us. You know who Joe Coy is?
I know that name
Mhm.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Asian dude,
Filipino.
right?
Yeah. He was at the Lincoln Center. My buddy got tickets for him and his girl, and then they ended up splitting up. Long story, but I ended up being his girl for the night.
Sweet.
And
Nice
so
score.
and they were like not front row. We were in the second row at the Lincoln Center. You know, it's this big ornate place. I can't remember what he said. He was saying something how it reminded him of being like on the Jimmy Fallon show, because like the way the Lincoln Center was set up, it was like a lot
Very
like
similar,
you know.
yeah.
So, anyways, he was funny because apparently some lady that had went to his show the night before in Colorado Springs was up here watching the show in Fort Collins the next night, and so he used that bit like in the beginning of the show. He was saying like, "Where's that fucking bitch that came all the way up here from Colorado Springs to see my show? Thanks to her, now I have to do a completely different bit." And he's like, pretty much improvising the whole night. He kept making fun of this lady who brought her 15-year-old son, and he's sitting there talking about fucking doing drugs and all this shit. And she's got, this kid's just sitting there like, oh, and the dude's just ragging on her and ragging on him, and that was a lot of fun. That dude's pretty funny. I got to meet him too. He was
Joe Coy.
he was a really nice guy. He gave us like a bunch of like shirts and hats. He's like, "No one's buying this shit. Here, take it." I was like,
That's
"Sweet, awesome."
I have a quota I have to meet every show.
I gotta get rid of this.
Our
stuff.
most recent comedy experience is that Sean James, we went out to visit him in LA, and he took us to the Comedy Store.
Yeah, nice.
That was like, I don't know, my mom and I went out to go visit him and his wife. This is another music friend. This is a friend that we met through the Choice City Stomp, who's now like our brother, And that was something he hadn't done. He's living out there right now, and so he takes us, and it was great. I mean, it was a great experience, really. It was kind of the upper back room. We weren't in the big room, but it was super intimate and hilarious. And there was like 30 comedians, you know what I mean? It was
It's a
hard and
factory
fast,
there.
dude.
It's
It was just
nonstop
like,
of-
I
and
mean,
it's
and
all
all
awesome.
sorts of different material, and again, it was super intriguing. I was like, shit,
I was
dude,
gonna say, it's
that's
pretty
not what I
exciting.
expected, But it was real good.
It's interesting about Sean James. Last time I ran into him, which was a show in the Springs,
Oh yeah.
this guy is like, he's very dark. His music's
Very
dark.
dark,
It's,
yeah.
he's a guy who comes from a metal background, got into like the rootsier stuff. But the last time I saw him, he's pretty much like doing bits
Yeah.
in between songs that were like kind of close to stand up, and it blew me away. And I talked to him afterwards, and he said that he was actively trying to do that because he just wanted some levity. He said he got tired of going up every night, and his shows are like, just.
'Cause he's got this growly, beautiful. I mean, his voice is like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
It's almost
but,
Tom
yeah.
Waits'.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful, yeah. It's
Yeah.
super dark and heavy, but the new record is super hopeful. But yeah, there is a banter that he's worked on
But
too.
yeah, he just wanted to have that. Yeah.
I think that's really
Wasn't
cool
all
when
so
performers do
serious.
that, though. When you kind of have that. I mean, we've all been in front of bands where they just kind of pile through their music.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm here to. I mean, I want the full experience of you. You know what I mean? I don't.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm sure it's overwhelming.
It's actually why I started doing comedy, is because playing music and trying to do jokes in between, I felt like made my audience really bipolar. Because my music's super fucking serious, but my jokes are fucked up. And so
Like, you had to
that's
pick
why I
one. You
started
had to pick
doing
one.
Well, and that's what was
Confusing.
so interesting about this guy is that I thought, man, it's got to be very hard to have that, to
Yeah.
have that kind of a contrast, and he did it very well. It was clearly crafted. It wasn't off the cut. He had worked
Right.
on it, which I really respect. It was cool to see. But yeah, I could see that being a huge problem.
Yeah.
Huge thing
Oh,
to
yeah.
tackle, as a musician.
Who's one of your favorite comedians?
I do love me some Burt Kreischer.
Yeah.
We saw him not too long
The
ago.
Machine.
That was a good time.
Did you guys go to Comedy Works soon?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we sat right up front.
Oh, fuck.
We like walked past
Three
us.
stage
Yeah.
seats.
Nice.
Doug Stanhope,
Yeah.
Yep. Always. It's great.
Bill Burr.
Oh God, Bill Burr.
I want to see Bill Burr so bad. We missed seeing Mark Maron.
Yeah,
He was
just the
here,
other night
yeah, just the other day.
Really?
at the Boulder Theater.
Did you guys hear that stand-up's taping in May?
Yeah.
No.
New special, yep. Taping in Vegas, May 25th.
Ramped up.
Yeah.
I sold out.
Yeah, I'm
Nah.
sure.
on the
Well, we're
email
gonna sit
list
in the
and I
bushes.
couldn't
We
get
can
it.
suck dick
Yeah.
for tickets, man.
We're just watching.
It's the only time I'll suck dick.
They've got a podcast, dude. They can pull some
That's true.
strings.
That's true. I thought about
We could
going
use
and just
press
trying to do
privileges.
something, you know.
I would say I've
press
got
passes.
probably on a national level, I'd say my two favorite are David Tell and Kyle Kinane. But on a local
Two
level,
of my top 10.
I'm not saying it because you're here. I'm saying it because it's real. Kyle Pogue.
I gotta go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, for real. And I think
Thanks,
you've
man.
got a unique style with it. And yeah.
But thank you. Thank you.
But that's real talk. I think that we've got an amazing comedy scene here
We do.
that is starting to go somewhere.
I'm glad Kyle came back too. You know, he
He did.
left us for a while down to Denver.
He did.
We
He
missed
cheated
him,
on
you
us
know.
with the Denver people.
Yeah.
Got some herpes.
Turn it around.
Yeah,
you know.
Denver does that
Are
too.
we still talking about comedy?
Yeah. Oh no. We're talking about that burn when you pee.
It's incredibly back. Denver's amazing, and there's a lot of cool stuff that I think comics should go down there for, namely Comedy Works, to be closer to that and work there more often. But what's
But
happening?
don't you think we can get there? I mean, I don't know. That's my feeling. Like, I love Fort Collins because it's close enough that I can go if I want, but I don't have to live in Denver.
Right, but as a comic, I was trying to be inside the walls of Comedy Works once a week.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
very hard to do
It's
for Fort
very
Collins
hard
with
to
a
do.
full-time job and a
Yeah.
tour, or,
Yeah.
a show schedule. So there, I was
Just
20
hitting
minutes
Denver
away.
in general, yeah.
And I mean, part of the job in comedy, it's not just on stage. So part of
You
the
gotta
job
be there,
is
busting
showing
it,
them,
busting it,
show you that you're there, just
there.
getting to know everybody.
Yeah.
And so that's a good thing. But yeah, what's happening in Fort Collins is special across the country.
I
This is
agree.
unique.
We have a great scene, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think, you know, it's always interesting because it's like, you know, how do you get the college kids out? And I'm like, maybe we don't want the
We
college
don't want
kids
them.
here.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Maybe
No.
we don't want that.
No, they don't. They need to grow up before they
Before they
don't.
can start to enjoy it,
appreciate
before
stuff,
they have
yeah.
good
Well,
taste.
they're
you
too
know?
into their Adderall and studying. So
I mean, if they bring
Not
enough
studying.
Adderall, they can come. Then fine.
yeah. I mean, buy a ticket and out.
But it's weird because it's really, you know,
More
the town
jokes.
of like the terminally beautiful young people, but they're not a part of anything we do.
Yeah.
You know, for most of our scenes, you know, it's the people that are here that are like living and working and raising their families, and I think that's what makes Fort Collins. You
Unique.
know, I don't know. Maybe I'm from Fort Collins though, so like I'll fist fight
No,
over that
no,
shit every
I
day.
I think
you
you're
know,
right.
you know,
Totally.
I
I think that's slipping away.
I think that any scene here that it gets work behind it, it has a passion that is unbelievable in Fort Collins, and I think that's a big part of our comedy scene. Is there's a passion and a love and a community.
In the community.
There's really
Yeah.
a lot of camaraderie and not a lot of nose snubbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
going on,
shit
which is
talking. It's like
great,
if you got
yeah.
a problem, you'll say something.
I
you
mean,
know
I
what
shit talk Kyle all the time,
Well,
but
yeah.
it's just because of that beard.
You
I
know?
wish I
but
could
like
grow
Kyle,
that.
like there's some I can think of a friend that again he was like,
I can't.
Elaine, will you show up for this kid's show? You know, Shad. And
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what- you know,
yeah.
and then it's like, you know, if my friend asked me to show up for a friend of our show, I go show up, you know, and here I
Yep.
see this kid, I said, I like him, I know who's gonna like you, I referred him to my friend Kurt at the High Dive in Denver, he's
Now he's
he's
playing
from
the High
Denver,
Dive.
you know, and it's just like, it's that community, it's still,
Should be
it's
that
still
way.
you fucking know, it really
Yeah,
is,
oh, yeah, it
always,
is.
you know, that's life.
But when I started doing this, the whole "it's all who you know" thing seems so gross and creepy. But what it's turned out to for me is, what
It's who
that
you
means is you want to work with good people.
Yeah.
You want to work with people that you like and respect, but also just people that like are decent human beings, because there's so many in this business that aren't.
Yeah,
Uh,
in every business.
And so yeah, now I think of it's who you know. Like, you got to earn your way through, not just by your talent, but by being a fucking
Stand
human.
up, human,
and by
yeah, good.
supporting and
Yeah, supporting each other's whatever we're doing, you know?
spreading the love,
Yeah.
spreading
Yes.
the cheeks.
I gotta go. Sorry. I gotta go.
Two
gotta
after
go?
school.
Yeah, they want us there.
Good.
Quarter till.
Oh shit.
And I gotta
All right.
go do some stuff first.
Well, thank you for coming, Kyle.
All right,
We
thank
appreciate
man.
you
Sorry to
coming.
leave early.
No,
Go to
it's
the Choice
fine.
City Stomp. It'll change your entire life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything.
Best weekend
Everything.
of your life.
We always love having you on.
Thanks, man. Love being here.
Give a
See
quick
ya.
plug. What shows you got coming up
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, what do you have coming?
Let's see. The only thing I think
tonight?
decent to plug is next Friday, the 5th of April. I'm headlining Hoagies. So,
5th of April.
because I think it's a door deal. So come to
Let
that.
me write
So
that down.
Get paid. No, I'm excited to headline Hoagies. Is where the open mic is, where I started. So it's I'm really excited about that show.
Just like toes.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, I will probably see you later.
Cool.
right.
See y'all. Thanks.
Night,
Bye.
guys.
Give it a hand.
Thank you. Hop, hop.
See you soon, brother. Thank you. If I don't see you, kick its ass.
Gonna try.
Or lick its ass.
Ah.
Either way.
Yeah.
So,
Either way.
if you're just tuning in, Kyle is performing at an open mic comedy competition for the chance to win $100 and opening for some national acts coming up. It is tonight at Colorado Room, 8 p.m. He is going to go sling some jokes. He's got some new material for you guys. Get in on it. Fuck. This is the longest we've ever gone without going into a topic.
Yeah.
I like that. I kind of like that.
A lot of discussions.
Yeah. Good discussions.
Hopefully.
Really fucking good discussions. Should we get some topics out of the way, though?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't tell us what to do, Michael.
No,
I'll let you
don't do it.
Okay, let's do it. Mike doesn't want us to.
Damn it.
All right, let's go with people really suck.
Oh, shit. You're going to dive head first into this, huh?
All right, what is this?
We're about to get dark,
Let's
guys.
get the dirty out of the way first.
Well, there's a lot of dirty on there.
Most of it's
We only have two.
dirty,
You
people
guys
do
are
really suck.
probably not going to be happy with these guys, these two stories. But our first story is a Texas mother is being accused of allowing a man to sexually assault her daughter for $400
Wow.
because
That's it?
meth is king.
Wow, right?
Uh,
Texas.
yeah.
Way to
Yes,
go.
Texas.
Way to go, Texas.
This is in Ector County, yeah.
Mhm. Oh, shit.
5-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
She
bitch should
is
burn.
accused of allowing
That's-
that.
There we
Pretty
go.
foul.
Yeah.
Shirley Harmon has been charged with felony aggravated sexual assault of a child. And then they arrested 62-year-old Gary Landreth. We're going to put your fucking names out there, guys. For
Fuck
the
you,
aggravated
Gary.
sexual
Yeah.
assault. Yeah, fuck you, Gary.
Yeah.
From another story I read, which is not on here, actually.
Throw me a coat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you need that.
Sorry, Al.
Take it easy, Kyle. This chick, what it was for meth. She was trading her daughter for meth.
That drug is pure evil.
It is. I don't think a lot of people realize that meth was not designed to be an upper at first. Meth was designed to kill the moral compass.
I believe
was,
it.
It was like to kill your rational thought. It was originally designed.
Well, if you've known
for-
anybody that's ever been addicted to it, that is like one of the hallmarks of a meth addict for
Oh,
me
yeah.
is like that soullessness.
Mhm.
Like one of my dearest friends, you know, he got really hooked on it. He was up in Yakima, up in Washington, and man, that was the one I would go visit him. I was just like, you listen to his rationale. He would try to explain what was happening, and
He
again,
would
a
try
lot
to
of it-
rationalize
Yeah,
it.
and it's like it's unbelievable. You know, it's like, there was kids involved, and I mean, it was like, and I'm like. I that was the hallmark
Always
for me.
kids.
It was like, oh my God, whatever was good in you is gone now.
Yep.
You know, and I don't know how do we combat, you know, I don't know, I have real strong feelings about that type of shit, you know.
That is one of me too.
Yeah.
Me too, very much so. And that is, I think a lot of people forget that.
Yeah.
It kills the moral compass. It was designed originally for kamikaze pilots to feel good about killing themselves.
Well, and preachers to be gay, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and shit
Yeah,
like
no
that. You
shit.
know, seems to work on
The list
that.
goes on,
Seems to work on
yeah.
that. You know, but yeah, it's just and it's like the people can't get off of it. It's just like, I mean, as far as like, you know, I mean, I teach psychology, so like the effect neurochemically is so brutal. It's just
It
like,
is.
oh, you know, and the relapse rate is like 96%. I mean, you're just fucked. I mean, that drug is fucked on every level.
And we're talking about opiate epidemics in our country, but we're not talking about the meth epidemic. And it used
it's
to be
resurging, you know.
It's very much resurging.
It hasn't left.
And we were just talking a little while back, like meth, it used to be you bought it from a guy who made it in his fucking back shed. And now it's all being made in pharmaceutical labs
Super
in
labs.
Mexico.
Super Labs, China.
Super labs in China, Mexico. Back 10 years ago, it was $1,200 to $1,500 a pound. Now it's $1,200 a pound. So, I mean, 12,000. It used to be. Now it's 1,200.
Yeah.
And it's more pure than ever. And it's really fucking people up. And I've known both sides of it. And heroin junkies, when they get desperate, they do fucked up shit. But
Meth is like
it's not selling their children all the time and shit like that. It's really a fucked up drug. And I think we need to bring light to this. I mean,
Absolutely.
I
when
know.
you go to parts of like Wyoming, I mean, it's never left. It's never left. You go up in there, I mean, you can't keep anything. People steal everything. It's just like, I don't know. I don't, we'll just burn that shit.
Nebraska has a huge problem.
Yeah, it's pretty prevalent. I mean, living in Omaha, in the city, it's a city of 1 million people, so of course there's gonna be drug problems, but meth wasn't ever really like prevalent in the city, but the further outside of the city
You
get,
go,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I mean, that's because there's less, police, there's less, people. You can get away with doing shit like that, making shit like that out there, and then, like you said, picking it up from the guy with his shed or however they're doing it, but.
The Counting Crows wouldn't have written a catchy song called Omaha
Yeah.
if there was meth involved.
Ah,
But I don't know. Meth is such a fucked up thing, and I deal with people who are on it on a daily basis, and I can tell you, like in our setting, those are the people who steal.
Yeah.
Those are the people who don't think twice about fucking you over.
Yeah, or just consequences in general.
Yeah,
fucking
or
themselves over.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Again, that interesting, the killing of the moral compass. I've never heard it explained like that, but it's pretty accurate.
That's just.
Well, and it's so
you know,
funny because, like, in Fort Collins, it's the Choice City, and people choose not to think that type of stuff is going on here. And I'm like, you hit that Walmart at about 3 a.m, and it's like, oh, hey, you're all here,
Any time of day.
Yeah.
now.
I mean, you see the open sores, you smell that the smell coming off a body.
The
you know,
cat piss
I mean,
smell.
and people are like, this, and I'm like, how do you not? And I've had people
That's it. I
like
think
say,
a
well,
lot of
that
people
doesn't
are
happen
really
here, and
just
I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, it happens everywhere.
I think people
That-
choose to be.
Choose,
aware.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
People choose to.
Rose-colored
believe what
glasses,
happens.
everything's good, everything's lovely here, and it is beautiful compared to some places. I mean, we
Yeah.
are spoiled, I get it, but it's here, it's everywhere. There's
It is.
every place has a seedy underbelly.
And like I was just saying with the Mexico and China thing, it's more prevalent than ever because it is so cheap and coming in the masses.
Right.
Like it's fucking crazy.
Well, but again, I was talking about earlier again, what is wrong with the soul of America that we see, that we have this like compulsion to overuse, to overeat sugar, to overeat, again, we're just like, we're filling a vacuous hole, you know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's like God's gonna fill that hole or whatever, but what is it, what's so disordered about us? I don't know, I used to teach about ancient Rome, and there's so many parallels to like how,
Our current
gratuitous we are, how
society,
we're just
yeah.
like, bleh, we're just so, there's something, we're trying to fill this, and I don't know what it's gonna, I don't think there is a solution. So we turn to these drugs that just like are so overpowering.
That are so much. They attach to certain receptors in our brain that are so pleasurable,
Oh yeah.
and they feel right at the time, and that it becomes, second nature to feel that feeling. But we
And then
forget
when you're
about
not on
everything
it, then
else.
you're not there. You can't
Yeah.
have it, and that's the
You're
real
worse than
hallmark
not
of
there,
it.
you're
Yeah,
below
yeah,
it.
yeah, then you're below
Then
it.
you're struggling at that point.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Totally.
I've had too much fluids. I'll be right back.
That's what makes people do crazy shit
Yeah,
like
just
that.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid.
What, are you
Yeah.
pregnant?
Kool-Aid. What?
You pregnant?
I am.
He might be.
Congratulations.
Yeah. It's a poo baby.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
His name's Doug Jr.
Dougie.
Yeah.
So selling 5-year-olds for meth.
For
huh?
meth. I feel like
That's,
we should make anti-drug PSAs.
Right
And
there.
our
That's all you
first
need
one
right there.
is going to be called Meth is Death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catchy.
We're going to put it
I like
on
that.
t-shirts
All right.
and meth pipes.
Real
Sandblasted.
Yeah, sandblasted on oil burners,
Something
maybe
that can't scratch
light
it.
bulbs. Yeah.
Ooh.
Someone in the chat room said German.
That way they're not inhaling like a sticker,
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, exactly. That'd be bad for you.
Terrible.
That'd be the worst thing they put in their bodies.
Germans used ecstasy to boost morale, according to Cameron Ramsey here in the chat room.
All right, Cameron.
Definitely a morale booster, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it make the little mustache more appealing?
Yes.
Huh.
What do you-
Ecstasy made the Nazis angry. Is what people are saying.
Well, so ecstasy
Morale.
isn't too far away from meth.
I mean, MDMA, the MA in it is methamphetamine.
Yeah. Are you just refilling the fluids that you just lost?
Yep.
A beer and a rock star.
Yeah, I'm gonna butt chug this fucking
Oh.
rockstar.
Dude,
So,
Wow.
respect.
on that note, Brett, how would you feel if somebody came up to you and was like, I need a heady meth pipe?
Real heady meth pipe.
Wow.
You'd be like, bullshit, I know you don't have the money.
And I'm gonna steal it from you.
That's good. What would I say?
Yeah, I mean, have you had somebody approach you?
I would probably just laugh at him like I just did. I mean, first of all, that's one thing. Like, that's one drug that I'm, adamantly against. So I would never, I never have, and I never would make a pookie, if you will.
Yeah, a pokey.
But to make a heady one, that's just hilarious because at that point, the way you use it, the color and everything, it's not gonna last very long.
No.
I guess, so it's kind of counterintuitive to having something you would really like to have and enjoy, a heady.
Yeah.
But
Would you tell
I've
him
never
use
had
a
that.
light bulb like a decent human being?
yeah, probably. That's the thing that sucks about some glass shops is that you have to lock your dumpsters because people will come and steal like the handles and
Mm-hmm.
ends of tubes that they'll go get like a map gas torch from Home Depot and pull it off, pop holes in it, and they make them themselves.
Yeah.
They're crafty motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, I've been down that road.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been 14, 15 years since I've touched it. But I was raised around that shit, and I
Yeah.
watched it happen. You'd see a guy with a map gas tank and a vanilla bean tube, and all of a sudden they're a glass blower.
Yeah.
And it's such a fucked up world.
Do you work at the head shop? Do you ever get people coming in and just wanting down stems
All the time.
for that purpose?
Oh yeah, all the time.
When I worked at a head shop, that's one thing I used to get was, I just need a down stem. Oh, for what tube? What size? And they'd be like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter.
So here's the next phase of that. They are starting to use quartz pieces and like hash pins
Yeah.
and shit for smoking dope.
Crazy.
And it's crazy to think that there's people out there with a fucking pin,
Yeah.
a battery and a vaporizer pen that are smoking meth with that shit.
Yeah. It definitely makes it, it's not a good look on the product,
No,
Um,
on either side, I guess.
Yeah, right.
yeah, I suppose.
I don't know.
I mean, as far as the quartz though, like making quartz myself, I would,
Mhm.
it's all implied intent. I make it, with the idea that you're going to use it for what we
intend for it to
intend
be.
for it to be used for, but it's like the whole, this pipes for tobacco use only type thing, or water pipe, it's implied intent.
Mhm.
You're selling it as a tobacco pipe, I'm selling it as a dabbing for marijuana tool.
Right.
And then these people go and do this, and at that point, then it will fall back on us.
Yeah, it's a bad
Yeah,
connotation
exactly.
for you
It's
guys.
just, it seems that it's just kind of scary to hear that, it's just kind of like, that could be a very bad catalyst for things to come.
I agree.
Hopefully not.
If you're just tuning in, don't do meth.
Yeah, fuck
It's
it.
bad.
Is the moral of that story.
Math is death.
Yeah.
Yeah. T-shirts. We're making.
2019.
We're doing
You
You
PSAs.
missed it, yeah.
Not covered
you
by
were-
reason.
Anti-drug PSAs. Send us your drugs.
Meth is dead.
Yes,
We'll
we'll
dispose
dispose
of
of them, yes.
Not
absolutely.
death, like DEF.
No,
like,
not
No.
like
Death.
No,
Comedy,
DETH. You smoke so much meth, you forget how to spell. It's all right.
Your brain is mush.
Yeah.
You have no teeth, you can't say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
A's are hard to pronounce with no teeth.
Oof.
Yes.
But I can eat yogurt like a son of a bitch.
But it's just so weird when you see those people with the gray mouths. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's just a trip. Like in Northwest America, Northwest. You go
Yeah.
to like Portland and
I used to live in
Seattle, and
Portland.
it's like a trip. Like you'll be at a restaurant and somebody will be serving you, and look up and their mouth is gray, and you're like, holy shit, you know?
In
I
the
feel
summer,
like-
they'd ride the Max, the light rail,
Yeah.
just all day, just to be in air conditioning. There used to be a part of downtown Portland that was called Fairless Square.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't have to pay.
By the
They got rid of
fountain.
that.
Yeah.
And for the
God,
main
it's
reason
such a
that
train wreck up there, man.
yeah,
It's
people
really
just
serious.
they sit on there all day, and then people would get robbed and stabbed, and all.
Oh, yeah.
Made people not want to use public transportation there.
Yeah,
It's true,
yeah.
I depended on that to get to work, so like I got used to
You
it.
had no
but-
choice but
yeah.
to just kind of put your headphones on and go. You
Yeah.
know?
It's really crazy.
It was a shot at you, Sean, to be a decent human being.
Sean's pretty funny.
Um,
I like Sean. I met him.
Joe Coke says,
He knows
hey,
a couple
you
people I know
guys.
from where my girlfriend lives.
Sean Ferguson?
Mhm.
Good people. Good people. I don't know. I think meth has a very visible side to it in the sense that everybody who has been using it for a long term gets the same looks and the same.
You remember
like,
the old Keystone commercials, the bitter beer face?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
What about it just ages people? And it's just like it steals any vitality you
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
It's such crazy,
That's the battery
I
acid.
mean, yeah, it's all the byproducts of what they're cooking it with,
Mhm.
right? I mean, that's what causes all the meth mouth, I think.
I agree.
Mm.
I agree.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's just a concoction of shit.
Not a life I'll ever go back to.
good move.
Yeah. I'm glad I got out of it.
Bad idea when you get that light bulb. It's a bad
Yeah,
idea.
Yeah.
that bulb is.
When you
not-
get the light bulb and then you break it.
there it is. You're done. You're done.
What is all this salt around for? Bad joke. Sorry. Should we move on to the next? People really suck.
Yeah,
We're not
did
leaving
you see
Texas.
it? Have you seen this?
Yeah, this
I've
is
watched
fucked
this.
up.
Yeah.
This gentleman in Dallas was assaulting a woman because he was trying to get her car to move,
Mm-hmm.
and while she was calling the cops, he decided to beat the shit
And he's
out
a real
of her.
piece of shit. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like I mean,
He's got the rolled up
racist,
pants, and he looks racist.
Almost
No,
looks
I mean, I guess
like
like the trail of his social media is he's just a real fucking
Maybe part of a
scumbag.
robot.
Dallas, I feel like, is full of them.
Yeah, I bet that guy
Texas, I
listens.
struggle with Texas.
But Deep Ellum is not a neighborhood you should go to if you're racist.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a melting pot.
Yeah, it's like
He
bunch of
fucking
bars.
decks
They
her,
have
dude. Did you watch the video? I mean, he is punching her,
Yeah,
and she
he's-
fucking takes that
he
dude. Doesn't
beats-
drop.
yeah.
She does not drop.
Yeah, this is a video.
All
I
right.
mean,
If you watch the video, she's like,
he's hitting her with all he can.
yeah, and
He's
she
like
does
lean-
not drop.
No.
Okay, so here she pushes him, and then he just clocks her. 1,
Yeah, so-
2,
2, 3.
Wow.
4, 5. Doesn't go. She doesn't drop, man. What a piece.
Kicks her phone.
He
What
looks
a
like he
scum.
listens to Five Finger Death Punch,
Oh,
so he
what a-
probably doesn't
Yeah.
punch
Yeah.
that hard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she started it too. I was watching that too. So what's the
But you never know if she actually started it because that's
We-
when the
that's
phone
just when the
started
camera-
recording
that's
it.
just when
Yeah.
yeah, that's always the trick, isn't it?
I think it's fucked up when you see these things. Like, somebody was over there filming that.
Yeah.
So
And not trying
something
to
was
break it
going
up.
on.
Yeah,
long
I mean,
enough.
especially when it's close proximity.
Mhm.
Like there was I watched one on the look at this guy. What
Brett.
a tool bag.
Wait a
Brett.
second.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's a wig. Kind of looks like.
Oh, he fired
Chicken
from the
fly
high and
up.
tight barber shop. What a.
A 1920s themed
But like I
barbershop
just saw
and
there was some
speakeasy.
footage on a subway the other day where like a man was kicking an old woman in the face and they were filming it and they didn't intervene.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean that's like
Yeah.
that type of stuff. It's like what at point are we incumbent to? Is there a bystander law? Right? Isn't there like a good Samaritan law?
It
where
depends
you're-
on where you're at.
Yeah.
It depends on where you're at.
If we're in a city.
Colorado has a weird mixed laws like that, but we had talked about on the show a while back some kids who watched and filmed and taunted a special needs gentleman who was drowning in the river.
Oh,
And he
I
ended up
remember those
dying.
Too, yeah.
And that was a big hang up for prosecutors, is there's no law that says they can't do that. There's no law that says they have to try to save him, or that they're accomplices to his
Put your own
death.
life in danger type
Right.
circumstances.
And yes, it's morally wrong, but how do we put a rule on that?
Yeah.
It's just like in Colorado, fairly recently, we were one of the last states to pass a Good Samaritan clause. And one of the only things that protects is if you are with somebody that happens to be overdosing on a drug and you drop them off or call the cops, you cannot be held accountable for what you have on you. Basically, it protects you if you have drugs.
At least you're trying to help that
From
person instead
that
of just
person.
letting them.
But it's a fucked up thing, and the reason why they passed it was because people started dropping people off at fucking ERs.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I mean,
Without
but we've all
any
been,
help.
I don't know about you guys, but I know I've been in situations where you're like watching a domestic violence, like a male-female domestic violence thing, and it's like, that's a really scary situation to be in because, man, we're in Colorado, they can whip out a gun, but at some point you have to like, at least try to like make it stop, you know what I mean? Of like, hi, I'm calling the police now, or you know what I mean?
I
It's
feel like
just
most
like,
people would. I feel like
I
it's just
hope. I mean,
the
I've been in
scumbags
that
of
situation
society
where
that
I was riding
they'd
my
rather
bike
put
through
it
a
on
parking
Lone
lot,
Star.
Yeah.
and I had to call the police
Which
on
is
a
sick.
man,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we have to do something. I think you have to make it stop.
People are just so, I think, afraid of the repercussions that they would rather be the face behind the camera. But that, to me, does not make you look any better.
No.
You know, I'm one of those people that'll definitely, like, if I see something like that, I'm gonna fucking intervene. But it's impulsive at that point. I'm not gonna think about it. It's gonna be a reaction. But people are so quick, you're right, to pick up their phone and be like, fuck, rather than calling 911, I'm
It's
going to
become like a
assume that
nasty part
people
of our
are.
culture where people would rather see other people.
We're a nation of
Yeah,
voyeurs.
they have
We're a
their
nation
phone
of
out there
voyeurs.
calling.
you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. But I mean, like my example would be like Jackass. You know, why are those guys so funny? Because they fuck themselves up and bleed, and we laugh at it, right? But
God,
it's evolved
I didn't
into-
realize that Ryan Dunn had died of a drunk driving accident.
Yeah.
I just saw that. I was like, I mean, it's been a while since he's been dead, but Jesus, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Let's have a word that we can start in that part of Texas.
All right, there we go. Joe
World
Cook.
Star.
Yeah.
And then Carly, I don't know how to say that. Titsy? Tights? Tits? Says, no Schweppes this time, Brett?
Not this time.
Not this time. I feel like an asshole for getting that wrong.
Uh,
But I don't know. I think we're also. I think the push for viral fame is a big piece to that.
yeah, that
Like,
15 minutes, that notoriety.
yeah, it's not even 15 minutes. We're at 15 seconds
Yeah.
at this point in time in our generations. That people are more willing to film it and release it than they are to intervene. And
God,
that's
we're
fucked up.
kind of a joke. You know what I mean? As a country, I think we're kind of a joke.
Wouldn't that-
Especially with our leadership right now. It's
Yeah.
just like, you know, everything. I mean, the rest of the world has got to be like, look at these clowns, you know? What is going
they
on
are.
over there?
They are.
You know?
I can guarantee that. I mean, when we went down to Mexico recently, which
We
is
were
a
in
close
Europe last
neighbor.
summer. It was like, yeah, they're like, what are you guys doing? I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like, even in, you know, I traveled to India right as the election happened, and they were like, we can't believe this, you know?
Donovan says people are scared to stand up for someone who can't stand up for themselves. That's a good point.
Learning how to be an upstander, you know? And that's something we got to teach our kids.
We need to encourage that
Oh.
more. But our society has been taught complacency and conformity and not being the outlier to really step up and do something about it. I don't know. I think it's fucked up. I'm one of those kind of people that, like, even seeing somebody rob a store or whatever, I'll fucking chase after them.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not-
You got to say
like,
something like
yeah.
that. You just don't, or you're complicit, you know? I think so, too. I agree. It's called integrity, and I don't know that we have a lot of it.
No, we don't. We don't. We have none.
Not this,
On this
yeah.
show. I mean,
You're not governed by reason, so.
yeah,
you
I
know.
apologize to you guys right now for being a part of this.
Uh-huh.
No, I think that that's something we really need to work with people on, is that there's a difference between documenting for the sake of evidence and documenting for the sake of fame.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to be fair, what does that make our excursion in Wyoming?
Uh-oh.
Fuck, dude.
A little bit
That
of
was
both.
both.
Yeah.
That was both.
What'd you guys observe?
We went and we were asked to film a buddy of ours. So, long story short, he goes by a performance named Mr. Fister. Another person started performing under the name Mr. Fister, and they had a challenge off in Wyoming.
For the
Wow.
name.
A
Which,
Mr.
yeah,
Fister
yeah,
challenge.
yeah.
The Mr.
which
Fister off.
that should have been our first sign to say no.
I don't know.
In
I'm instantly
Cheyenne.
intrigued.
But we ended up witnessing our friend lose terribly, and proceeded
What was the
to get,
competition?
they had to play video games, they had beer pong, and then they had like a hot sauce and worms.
Soy sauce.
Oh, very serious
Yeah.
ordeal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very serious ordeal,
They
right?
took it very
They should
seriously.
have. They should have had second. Like the loser should have been Mr. Fist her.
Ah.
Yes, we said sister fister.
Mr.
But I like
Fisted.
that.
That's
yeah.
even better. Sister Fist her.
But it ended up with our friend sick as fuck puking in a bathroom while we were live streaming, and somebody coming in and assaulting him and attempting sexual assault on him.
Whoa!
And I mean, choking him out, like it got, like I'm filming it while I'm elbowing this guy in the throat,
What?
like trying to
This
fucking
is
stop
so
this whole
crazy.
thing. Our buddy's in a sperm outfit,
Yeah.
like dressed as a sperm, puking in this bathroom, And that ended up getting put into evidence. It was live streamed on our page.
Wow.
Yeah, that, like, we weren't trying to be complacent. We were just asked to come
Yeah, we were
and
just
film
there.
something.
That is something.
And I mean, I fucked this guy's throat up, I'm pretty sure.
Right, when you
but
defended your
yeah,
friend? Well,
but
good.
it's like,
Wow.
where does it come become complacent?
Yeah, is this funny or is this, you
It was
know?
not funny at the
No.
end. I hate Wyoming.
We haven't been back since.
That,
you-
yeah, we've sworn off that whole state.
Mr. Sister Fister is a band.
Oh, wow.
Nice. What
That's
kind of
scary,
music?
huh?
Is it good old wholesome pop music? Is it like some
Mr.
Adele?
Sister Fister, your time has come. This is also good right there.
Some America going on there? Fuck Texas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that as somebody who's lived there. Texas sucks. I'm not from Texas. I
No.
will clarify that. I
Nice.
just got stuck
Thank
there
God.
for a few years.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
It's from the guys in Infant Annihilator.
There we go.
I should have assumed
Makes a lot of
so.
sense.
Yeah, there it all came clear.
I guess Infant Annihilator, is that gospel? Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's like Lamb of God. They're a church band.
Yeah. When they were Burn the Priest before, and then they were like, we found Jesus.
Wow. Well, redemption. Who
No,
doesn't love a
hallelujah.
redemption story?
What was it? As I Lay Dying. Used to be a Christian band.
And then that guy tried to have a hit put out on his
Yeah.
wife.
He hired an undercover cop.
Well, they found out that he Cartmaned everybody.
Ah.
It was just like, we're gonna make $1 million.
Oh, Eric Cartman.
The only reason why I would start a church is to not pay taxes.
They've
don't pay
they've got a
taxes
corner
anyway.
on that market,
The
man.
Osteen
I mean-
Tech.
Shut the fuck up. The what?
Osteen Tech.
Osteen. Yeah. Joel Osteen.
Ah, dude, what a hairdo.
What a everything.
August
He's got-
Burns
but
Red?
One of those faces we were talking about earlier, he's got that face.
That you want to punch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel
Definitely.
Osteen.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's like America's El Chapo. He is selling the
There's
meth
something,
to his
yeah.
followers, and it's like the guy at the New Hope Church, Ted Haggard.
Yeah,
Remember
right.
that?
Yeah.
One of the biggest evangelical ministers in the world. He's broadcast over 50 fucking countries, preaching anti-drugs, anti-homosexuality. Gets caught doing meth with a gay prostitute.
There it is. Reaction formation. Way to go.
Haggard. He's a great man. Didn't he pass away recently?
No, I think he's still around.
Yeah, you
Didn't
think
he?
so?
When he
Damn it.
got redeemed.
Sorry.
Maybe.
Damn it.
Maybe. Fucking churches.
Click money there.
They make good chicken. I mean, Church's chicken is pretty awesome. That's a bad joke. Sorry. Yeah, bad joke, bad joke. Should we move on to another topic?
Sure.
You get to pick the next topic.
Please pick a better one than
I know, right?
I will warn you that shaping our youth and faithless humanity are just as fucked up.
All
as,
right, let's stay
people
out of
really
that
say.
one. How about wild card bitches?
Wild card bitches. What do we have for wild
I
card
don't
this
know.
week? Let's see. We've
So do you
got.
guys just pull like headlines from like?
So we have different aggregators we use, and basically our thing is we try to report stories that are real news that aren't being talked about in the mainstream.
Get it?
But we also work with our fans. Our fans are able to submit
Cool
stories
ideas
and-
too. Good.
This one I don't know why was a news story, but it was.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Uh,
not surprised.
Yeah, me neither. Krispy Kreme owners admit to a family history of Nazi ties. These are the guys who own Panera and Keurig Dr. Pepper and Krispy.
Wow.
So if you have a Keurig, you're a Nazi supporter. Just throwing that out there.
Just you know.
Are we gonna break our Keurigs again?
What's fucked up is the family that owns these businesses didn't start them.
Yeah.
They bought them. They're
Okay.
a holdings company
It's
that
an
has
ancestor's
bought them.
behavior.
And they came out to say that, yeah, at one point, our family, this is our history, our family was one of the richest families in Germany. And yeah, we might have funded some of the Nazis' shit. But, realistically, we funded
Oh yeah.
a lot of the Nazi shit. And you don't see that becoming fucking headline news.
Agreed.
But because
Like IBM, we know
People
that
love
there,
Krispy
there's a lot
Kreme.
of that. Yeah. You know. Huh.
I don't even want to go into the depths of this story because that's what sums it up right there. Is that they, in an interview, had admitted that their family ties happened to be during Nazi Germany, and that was their rise to fortune. But that was also the Bushes' rise to fortune. That was the Cheneys' rise to fortune. That was a lot of people's. Where's money, guys?
The list
Where's
goes on.
money?
Trump.
Trump, yeah. I mean, the Trump family did a lot of work with real estate in Europe and during the Nazi era. I don't think that it's wrong for them to come out and admit this. They're admitting where their fucking history was.
But look at they're doing some recompense. I mean, they're donating.
They're donating money, yeah.
a pittance, admittedly, 11 million. You know, but interesting.
At the same time, these guys aren't responsible
No.
for what these people did. They're just making money. They're buying up businesses that they think are popular and making money that way. We tend to forget that we are all related in one way or another to some fucked up part of history.
Absolutely.
And the fact that this has become sensationalized is why we decided to bring it up on here, is because it was a headline news story.
Okay.
And
On Fox.
on Fox and on all sorts of different outlets. And the reason why is because of the idea of Nazis and our current political state. That people clicked on it. It's clickbait in the truest form, presented by a national media outlet. And it's fucked up in that way. These guys didn't fucking support Nazis.
Right.
Not the guys who were admitting to it.
I mean,
And
you even read it, it looks like it's even like 2 or 3 generations down the line.
it's multiple generations down the line, yeah. I don't know. I really hated this headline because I love Krispy Kreme. And I don't want to support Nazis. No, that's the whole thing is we tend to forget that we all come from somewhere. I think it's the reality of it. We all come from people who might have been slave owners or might have been a perpetrator of terrible history. That does not reflect on our current selves.
Right.
But because we're so caught up in our government is full of Nazis, and Nazi is such a trigger term for people that we read the headlines and we don't read the whole story. We just read, oh fuck, Panera's serving PB&Js and Nazi dust. Or because they love because they love Krispy Kreme, they hate Jews. I don't know. I think it's
about
fucked
right.
up.
Yeah, I've actually heard that. that's on Krispy Kreme's.
It's like the
slogan.
In-N-Out.
Yeah.
They print it on the bottom and the inside of the cup.
At every 7-Eleven in the country that sells Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, you
By
get,
buying this, a portion of your proceeds will go to a gas company.
haven't you ever noticed how Keurig boxes open like a swastika?
You're right. You're right.
Now we
Oh my
know.
God.
Now we know.
I noticed that
Keurig.
every Keurig call doesn't have a kosher K.
Do you want Folgers? 999.
Why is Keurig spelled with 3 Ks? I don't get it.
Keurig.
There's an umlaut over the U.
Yep. It's true, there is. Oh, fuck. Brett. What's your family into?
Coffee.
Umlauts.
Umlauts.
We umlaut everything.
Makes
I
it
would
look cooler.
love
Euro.
You saw this new rise about 10 years ago, and all these I would call them almost like yuppie hippies, crock wearers, buying new Volkswagen bugs. These are the same people getting pissed off over these headlines, but they're driving a fucking
A
Volkswagen,
Nazi car.
which absolutely
Volkswagen.
Nazi fucking car.
Yeah.
In fact,
If you drive a
Volkswagen.
Ford, you support Nazis.
Yeah.
Right? Henry Ford,
Damn.
known Nazi
Shit.
sympathizer.
Walt Disney.
Damn it!
You watch
I'm
fucking
guilty.
Disney.
I'm guilty.
Guilty.
Disney.
Oh yeah, Walt.
Huge
yeah.
anti-Semite.
Mhm.
I mean, he was a big part of calling Jews communists so they could get blacklisted.
Oh man, Walt.
But that doesn't matter because The Lion King touches my heart.
no.
Every time.
I don't know.
Pumbaa.
No, that's
Pumbaa.
not your heart. That's something else.
Is it?
Yeah. A little lower.
Keeps his heart in his butt.
This bugs me because I drink Pete's coffee, and these guys are based in Luxembourg, and they own Pete's coffee.
Man, what a
Am I a
wicked web
Nazi?
we weed.
Am I a Nazi because of coffee? Nazi cornflakes. Is Nazi dust made of Jew?
No. Gary Guy Luna.
Yeah, I think so.
Clever.
Nazi dust me.
What's Doug's mic doing?
What is my mic doing?
No, it's you got a buzz.
It's actually our camera.
It's the microphone next to your computer.
No, it's actually just Doug. He's had like 6
Yeah.
beers.
That's,
Just sitting there.
But no, earlier I discovered that when you plug that HDMI cable in, that's when the buzz starts to happen.
Oh.
That's what the buzz.
That's
on
why
the
you guys are
indicator
going to do
is.
your fundraising to get more.
Yes.
We are trying to do a
Crowdfunding.
fundraiser. Just so all
Go
of you
fund
know,
this.
this is the time for the sympathy. If our video switcher dies, we will be dead on this show. It's almost done for. So we will be doing some fundraising coming up. If you want to support us, we'll whore ourselves out.
That is.
Definitely a whore out Spanky for you.
Yeah, I have a French maid outfit. I'll clean your house.
You got that nurse outfit.
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah.
I'll clean your house.
Yeah.
I'll dress as a clown.
He'll clean your house
Sold.
In your house.
Sold.
I can do balloon animals.
with condoms.
Yeah.
I've never seen him with an actual.
Never. It's
quarter.
always a condom.
They're
Yeah.
the most durable, dude. You gotta have that lubricant.
Oh, this doggy is ribbed for your pleasure.
It's true.
Yeah. He's not allowed at children's birthday parties anymore. That's the moral of the story.
That's it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's 7:52 already.
Yeah,
We
right.
did good, right?
How have we flown through this show?
Good conversation.
Is it meth?
Yes.
Is it
Am I in a
Nazi dust?
blackout? Just kidding.
All this cleaning, all this.
Are you guys ever going to cover sports?
Oh.
You go fuck yourself. Straight up. Yeah. Does this look like a sports podcast to you?
Kind of with the background.
The only sports I'm good at is yo-yoing. Or chess.
And those are both code words for masturbating.
Ah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Fuck. Brett, you've got a birthday coming up.
Yeah.
In
on,
2 days?
Yeah, Thursday.
What are you gonna do with your old self?
I don't know if I'm doing anything on my birthday, but on Friday we're going to an Avs game.
Nice.
So I'm gonna watch a hockey game and hang out down there for the night. Nothing too exciting.
Oh, I didn't mean what you were gonna do. I meant what you were gonna do with your old self. Are you gonna
Oh.
pack it up? Are you gonna sell it on eBay?
Probably won't get much for it, but
No.
I try.
You're celebrating the big 21, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm gonna go to the casino and the strip club hopefully.
Be tried as an adult.
I want to buy some beer.
You can buy that at a supermarket now,
Yeah,
legally.
they did just change that, didn't
Yeah.
they?
It's not 3-2 beer anymore.
Forgot about that. That's funny because that reminds me because when I was at the store the other day, there was an end cap and it was all Bud Light Tall Boys.
You're
I
like,
was-
what?
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, not even in the case.
No, yeah, just
yeah.
singles.
Sitting out there.
250
Just
apiece.
everywhere.
Wow.
It,
250
it
kids.
fucked with us last week. We went and bought legal beer at a supermarket for our first time, and
Nice.
it felt
It's weird. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's really weird. It's funny too,
Taboo.
with like some of the supermarkets that are carrying beer now, they are limited to what they can keep in their coolers. So that's why they have floor stacks everywhere. Because that they don't have to limit that; they can fucking put that everywhere.
So if
Good
you
to
want a
know.
warm
Yeah,
tall
get that
boy-
shit out.
There it is. You got it.
He's our insider.
Yeah. Yeah, he's out there researching.
Shaking up beers.
It was weird. I went to Safeway the other day, and they said 100 plus microbrews was their advertisement.
Wow,
Like,
that's Safeway.
across the fucking country, maybe, but no, not here.
It's a
It's
lot
all
of different
Corona.
beers.
Yeah. I don't know. You gonna go pee?
Yes.
Cool.
Hell.
Mention my name, you'll get a good seat.
It's pregnant too.
Usually
Camel.
we're more professional about this, but be tried as an adult. True story. Before we start our most fucked up segment of the show, I
Uh-oh.
would like to give you guys each a few minutes to shamelessly promote yourselves. Start with you, Brett.
All right. I don't really do many sales online, but if you want to check out my work, it's I have an Instagram. That's probably the best way to see the most current work that I've done. It's just at Brett Andrews Glass. Super easy to find. Picture of a little green turbo. I make mostly car related stuff because I'm into cars and whatnot. So I also make regular pipes and tubes, mini tubes, bongs, stuff like this, cups, you name it, make it all.
Your pieces are amazing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Those fucking turbos. are-
They're cool, man. They work out pretty well for me. I kind of had the idea. I figured guys that are into like turbocharged cars and spending money into cars, if they're also smoking weed, it would be something to kind of like a common ground between the
Yeah.
two. And so I figure, the guys with money are going to be willing to spend money on a nice piece that they enjoy, and it's actually worked out pretty well. I enjoy making them.
And coming soon, there's a turbo meth series.
Yeah.
Because that really turbo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Amp it up.
You'll have to get that.
Meth
It'll be
pieces.
sold separately. I don't sell the meth, but
Strictly through Etsy.
I can get you. I'll hook you up.
Oh, I love it. And Elaine, you shamelessly promote.
Yay! So yeah, thanks for letting me be here today. This has been fun, enjoyable,
Thank you for
meeting new
coming.
people, and you guys scored concert tickets out of it, so this is really wonderful.
wicked.
So the Choice City Stomp, again, it's April 5th, 6th, and 7th. We have the first night is at the Forge. That's Sam Gillis and Joe Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next two nights are both at the Swing Station, Possessed by Paul James, Willie T. Taylor, CWI on the Tejon Street Corner Thieves. God, they're from Colorado Springs, amazing. They take off their shirts. Shirts are for work, so that's
They
right
get
there.
sexy up there.
Yeah, Whiskey Dick, hello. It's all about Dick. Sugar Britches, Randall Cullen, Red Olinger, Lauren Walker, Matson, Jordan Smart, 20 Watt Tombstone, and Joey Henry's Dirty Sunshine Club. So again, it's 2 days. We got the lineups online, so we'll start on Saturday night about 7, and then again at about 2:30 on Saturday. I do want to mention a couple sponsors here because we do have some pretty amazing sponsors. Go West T-Shirt Factory, Moe's Barbecue.
Billy
Let's
Goat.
see, Billy Goat Movings. Oh my God, Zuma, the Forge, New Belgium, Little Pillows Vintage, Music City Hot Chicken. Just unbelievable. The local support that we get from our sponsors makes this all happen. So we're super excited. This is our big event for the year. We'll do another one in the summer. It'll be kind of a one-day thing. But man, just come and meet the people. Come and meet the people. You got friends you didn't even know you had there. So, and we're at the Swing Station, so it's a
I
great
love that.
time. They serve great drinks, cold beer,
Good
Lone Star.
prices.
I got in an argument with somebody last night. They were like, they don't serve Lone Star. I'm like, yeah, they do. And I have like pictures of my friends drinking Lone Star.
And it's good prices.
It is. It's good. And
It's
again,
not
it's
venue prices.
it's $35 to get in, but man, that's literally I did the math. It's $3.11 per band per ticket. So come on, it's not going for us. It's just going to these people.
It's going to great fucking musicians.
And these guys are all going to be there, because now
We are.
Yeah, this is going to be good.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for Jimmy for that idea.
Yeah.
I actually
Cool.
have assless chaps.
Yeah.
for
Wear
the show.
them.
I thought
Yeah.
all chaps were
Yes.
assless.
Mhm.
I thought all chaps were assless.
I mean, depends on where you get them.
They're crotchless.
Got a
All the
point.
crotch-
Yeah, all of mine are crotchless
So
for sure.
confusing.
But no, it'll be a good
All
time.
the
I'm
different
really
chaps.
You're
excited.
going to be instantly popular at this event.
I'm really excited for this one. We are going to be there dancing our asses off,
Yeah.
Do you
shaking
think,
our shit.
Do you think you could do something with Sugar Britches? It'll be Sugar Britches and no britches.
I like
Maybe.
this.
We could both go pantsless.
I've been trying to talk to them about doing a version of Call Me Maybe. A little honky tonk version
like
of
Yeah.
it. I think,
Get
I
everybody
think
moving.
Oh,
Brian's going to be the hard one to shift on that, but Josh will be into it.
Yeah.
I think instantly.
Definitely.
Just give him some bubble hash.
Here we
He'll be
go.
okay.
Let him
That
go.
usually makes people do
Yeah,
stuff.
it makes me do all sorts of shit. It's like some people, Coke will make them do things. Bubble hash for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not that new BHO gas-powered weed that you kids have today.
So
Fuck that
crazy.
shit.
So crazy.
So we're about to step into a really fucked up realm
Uh-oh.
of the show. It's called Celebrity Deadpool,
Uh-oh.
and we do this every show. You get two options of two celebrities that you think will die this year. You don't have to necessarily pick people you wish will die, but you can. If you get them right, it's 100 minus their age. So if they're 50 years old, you get 50 points. If they're 99 years old, you get 1 point. You can guess how they will die. If they die that way, you get bonus points. If they don't die that way, you lose points. So it's a gamble to guess how they will die.
And does this come to fruition at the end of the year? Or
Yeah,
where's
yeah,
that
it'll
at?
come
Okay,
in at the
okay.
end of the year.
Alright.
This is the first year we are allowing multiple guesses. We're allowing up to 5 people to guess the same person.
Wow.
Just to up the ante. You also, this is where it gets real dark, get bonus points if they die of a drug overdose, a suicide, or a homicide.
Okay.
So pick good. Is the way to put it. We've already got an entry in the fucking chat room. Dolly Parton.
Oh, Dolly, damn it. Okay.
She's gonna wake up and stumble
God,
into the
yes,
kitchen
thank you.
and break her neck stumbling down the
I
stairs.
see a name on there that I want. I'm ready.
You see one on
Yeah, Courtney Love, for sure. For sure. Oh, no. These are hilarious.
Honey Boo Boo, lack of insulin.
Oh, no.
So,
These are so
Last
terrible.
week, we talked about Honey Boo Boo's mom getting arrested for
Fuck, that's
crack
funny.
cocaine charges.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's not surprising. That's
Yeah,
hilarious. I know.
We thought it was
I want to see the rest of the
bypass.
list. They're so good.
That was great, dude.
We'll do a quick flash.
I hope they
through.
win.
Yeah, Flash.
That sounds
oh,
terrible.
no, I don't want. There's people on that list I don't want to see go. Oh, Jussie Smollett, free of all charges today. What a fucking
Yeah,
miracle that
how about
is.
that?
Weird. That's so crazy.
White people are pissed off right now.
Oh, it's rough.
Hoda from the Today Show.
Hilarious. Oh no. There's some names I don't want to see go, please. Oh, Post Malone.
All right,
Singer of
I got
Greta
one.
All right,
I
he's got one. He's got
so
one.
What you
I
got,
saw
Brett?
Eli Manning. I'm gonna go with Peyton Manning,
Peyton Manning.
No.
I like it.
and I'm gonna go for the bonus. I'm gonna say he hits his head on something.
Wow.
'Cause he's got-
Falls. That giant
I don't have to
melon.
explain it.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
he's
go
got a
help
giant
build
melon.
homes for the needy. He's gonna bonk his head on one of the exposed pillars.
That's what I'm
Head's gonna
saying.
Oh, you
explode.
already put that.
Yeah.
He could just be walking and hit his head.
Yeah, right. The air could
The
hit him too
the
hard.
5 head
It's a big
he has?
target though. You know, there's a lot of head to hit.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Absolutely.
Well, and I don't know if you saw the news today. I'm going to say Justin Bieber and for a drug overdose.
Yep,
He's got
that
deep-rooted issues.
He's cutting it back. Yep.
Yeah, no, he's gone. He's done.
Cutting it back.
You can see it
He's only
coming.
do a
do you
ketamine
wanna
twice a
guess
week.
Drug
it's
overdose,
gonna- I'm gonna
or do
say
you want to
drugs.
let it happen?
It's going to be a drug overdose.
Okay.
Sorry,
So you'll
Justin.
get double points
I
for
mean,
that.
I'm not into it, but ooh, I don't know. Those sometimes you can see them coming.
Yeah, when you have Justin Timberlake backing you, you can guarantee it'll be a
yeah,
drug
tough.
overdose.
Peyton Manning.
You each get. But you're at your 2.
Okay.
Brett.
Okay.
Man. Gotta think of a good one.
We can come back
No, it's
if
tough.
you want to think for a second.
Do you guys already have your list?
I have two.
Go
Did
for
you already
it.
put them on there?
No, not yet.
What?
No, we wait.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys wait. Okay.
So I'll do Vince Neil,
Vince
Oh,
Neil.
yeah. Oh.
just in case I might have put him on, but I don't really care.
Have we seen the movie? I'm hearing
Yes.
mixed reviews on it.
But this is why.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is just
he-
why.
Is going to die because people are going. He's like Freddy Krueger. You know how people forget about him. He doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And
It's
now,
gonna happen to Vince. Neil. He's gonna cease to exist. We'll
People
forget him.
forget him like Freddy Krueger.
Yes.
and
Mhm.
then he's dead.
Freddy Krueger syndrome.
Yes. He's got Krueger syndrome.
Kruger syndrome.
My second one is
Please
Mick
say
Mars.
Machine. Oh, I was gonna say Machine Gun Kelly.
Mick
No,
Mars.
Mick Mars. And his overwhelming talent is going to crush him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gotta like that one.
Well, he has to be. He has to have all the talent for all of Motley Crue.
Yeah.
That's it
All of
too.
it, Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's great.
It's gonna smush him, but it's got to be the Ramsey Bolton guy.
Alright. Well,
I'm gonna say Cardi B.
Cardi
Okay.
B.
you know, I was
Cardi
thinking
B.
that.
What about Cardi
Just
C?
'cause I wouldn't mind if that's terrible. I wouldn't be upset. Does that
I don't
make
think
more
it's a
sense?
big loss.
That's kind of where I'm getting.
No, I'm gonna agree with you there. And then this whole shit with like that past interview coming up about her drugging and raping and stealing from men, I think it's going to hurt her.
You would hope so.
In this modern Me Too era.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna
Can
say
we
Cardi
just
B.
not fucking like? idolize shitty human beings, shitty, ignorant people. What is wrong? There it is. Yet another symptom of our
Nothing
sickness.
wrong with that statement, except I will never stop idolizing Kevin Spacey.
Oh, God. American Beauty is such a great movie. God damn it. Usual
Ref?
Suspects?
The ref. Swimming
What a
with sharks.
dirtbag.
It was so close.
Oh. I think there was that overwhelming. Oh, think about Seven.
Yeah, 7.
God, what a movie.
Fucking A.
God. But the creepiness was there.
Oh, yeah.
It was thinly veiled.
So since we're on
Right
a
there.
Motley Crue streak, I was just gonna say, I think Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee.
That's first he's been on the list, I think.
Mm.
Tommy
Yeah.
Lee, death by, he's got a huge cock.
He's
So
gonna break
He's
his
gonna,
thumb.
he's gonna
Something's
squish him.
gonna
he's gonna lose blood pressure and probably faint.
Faint
It's
and
gonna
then
never-
head injury.
Yeah.
He's gonna get it
That's
stuck.
the
It's gonna
head
cut off
injury.
all the
Yeah,
blood.
Just say
probably
death
another
by
head
age.
injury
Boom,
caused
down,
by
done.
his massive.
If it's stuck like a
Tool.
dog, you know,
Mhm.
like they can't get it. Never mind.
Yeah.
Because he's old. I bet
I've
he,
read about
I
these
bet he
kind of
rarely
things.
gets
Yeah.
fully torqued anymore.
That's
It's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Wow, Viagra.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys, at that point of fame, you have drugs that none of us have.
Yeah.
None of us can get
But are
that.
they really famous anymore? I mean, I guess with the new movie.
Nikki Sixx
Yeah.
is never not going to be famous.
Yeah.
He
Women
just does
love
too
him.
much side like content bullshit, like podcasts.
God, he's almost like a scumbag that Gene Simmons is.
Yeah,
too,
he's
you know?
he's just as worse because at least Gene Simmons
Oh,
doesn't wear
maybe he'll die.
bedazzled
That's a good
pants.
one.
Ugh. Yeah, when's that okay? Why is that okay?
It's
for men
never
to wear,
okay.
but I see it
Let's
all the
blame
time.
Bret Michaels.
God, you go to like a country bar, a country western bar.
Disgrace to the name.
I'm going to say Pete Davidson
Okay.
is my next one. He's not going to be able to tolerate the amount of attention he's been getting with that weird face.
Yeah, and being in the movie The Dirt.
Yeah, the dirt, yeah.
Mm.
He was the- It's all just
He didn't prove himself as an actor in that
no,
one, that's for
no.
sure.
I was like, oh, is he gonna be a little comedy cameo? And it's like, oh, he's in a good chunk of this.
Yeah,
Oh.
What about you, Mike?
I'm gonna say Millie and Vanilli.
Millie?
Wow, but one of them's already dead.
Oh shit. I was gonna say.
But which
Murder
one's
Sister.
dead?
One, yeah.
One of them killed themselves.
Just say Illy and
The remaining
The vanilla.
The remaining part
half.
of
The remaining
Millie
half.
Vanilli.
And how?
And then let's see.
Millie or Vanilli?
I don't know. I don't think I have a second one. What was the one I said earlier today?
I don't know,
Why'd you fucking
we
forget?
quit listening to
Yeah.
you a long time ago.
You took my microphone.
dude, we stopped listening when you were like, Murder She Wrote.
Well, while you think of that, Donovan says Bill Clinton
Oh, BC.
Hillary.
killed by Hillary.
Mm.
These guys. This next one's great.
Ozzy.
Oh, Ozzy. Yeah.
I spelled wrong.
Killed.
Hillary by Hillary.
Killed the reed by.
What do we have? Ozzy Osbourne, who is definitely on the list.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
Is
struggling.
it you? Or
He's
R?
hanging on.
I don't know. He's like a Tyrannosaurus, dude. That's brain injury.
Yeah.
Clearly self-inflicted brain injury.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
all there.
definitely.
It's all
If
there.
you saw the dirt, he snorted ants.
I'm gonna read the book. I think I'm gonna read the book. Everybody
Listen
likes
to the tapes.
books. Yeah.
Listen to the tapes. Those will make you feel better.
Uh,
You can get the tapes
Okay.
for it.
and is it them? Is it them narrating their story?
So it's them doing an interview
Oh.
of their rise, and that's what the dirt is based off of. Is
I feel like I've read this book
an
now, but I
audio
don't think about
interview
it.
that became a book
Okay.
that became a movie. But Jeff Tremaine all
I was just
fucked
gonna say
up,
Tremaine's
like-
the director, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was all high on coke.
Or glue.
Or glue, yeah. Bruno Mars,
Oh, bro.
overdose. But he'll catch your grenade for you. I'm pretty sure he's on the list.
But not on his lazy
Yeah.
day.
Drug overdose.
Yeah.
And I hate to do this, Donovan, but you can't guess a third one.
We're a fourth one.
Yeah,
No.
sorry. You get one more, Mike. You
Oh,
dirty son of a
shit.
bitch.
Phil Collins.
Bill Collins.
Phil Collins.
Yes.
Thank
Peter
goodness.
The
Gabriel
namesake of our
gonna
town.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh?
Is he-
Susuyo. What?
Is Peter Gabriel gonna kill him?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like it.
I love
Drumstick
that song.
to the eye in the library.
She's an easy lover.
Oh.
He won't get a beginning like Genesis.
Oh.
Genesis
Sorry about
Coffee.
that. Ah, there we go.
All right.
All
That's
right.
like Peter Gabriel.
That's all that needs to be said. We all know the finishing of that. Peter
Yeah.
Gabriel will kill him.
He's gonna shock him with a monkey
It's
Sharks.
or a sledgehammer.
It's the land of confusion,
Shock the
guys.
monkey.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know. I think Peter Gabriel will come back with the sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Not the glass blower. Not Sky.
All
That'd
right.
be weird.
I'm pulling the chat down.
You're
chat
pulling the
room.
chat down. All
Love you,
right.
chat room.
Last few minutes of promotions, guys. We on the show are going to be coming up with some fundraisers. If you'd like to see us keep going, help support our causes. We're going to do a silent auction / comedy / music show coming up here in May. What else?
Are you going to do it here, or are you going to have it at a venue?
We're going to have it at a venue,
Cool.
probably the Colorado Room.
Cool.
I think is where it's going to be. We need your money, not our money.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. No, we do have some studio equipment starting to go out, and if it goes out, we won't be able to continue to bring you fucked up news and discussions. So if you like what we do, think about supporting us at one of our fundraisers or by just donating to us directly. You can email me at dougwaremedia@gmail.com or hit us up here on Facebook for that. We will have lots of fun ways that you can support us coming up. We hate asking for money, but we will whore ourselves out in an instant.
Yeah, we're gonna work for it.
Yeah, we will shake our asses.
I like that kind of talk.
Yeah.
I ain't afraid to spit in my hand.
It's true, he's got a pole upstairs. He's gonna work it.
It's true. Wife bought it for me for Christmas.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a good wife.
Let's support.
But yeah, we do need your help. And one way you can always help us is by writing reviews and going and supporting our content. We are on Facebook, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, Google Play, Google Podcasts, Podknife, Listen Notes, anywhere you can find podcasts. Write us a review. It helps support us. It helps spread the word of Not Governed by Reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it helps us have awesome guests like these fine folks here. We've got Brett Andrews and Elaine Holmes, and then Kyle Pogue missing in the middle.
He's there in spirit.
He was
Yes,
fun.
he was
He's
good.
still got a name tag. So
He's
there.
good.
You can support Kyle by
There
going
he
out and
is.
seeing him. Actually, we work with
Should've done
Kyle.
that a long time
I
ago.
know, right?
No shit, that would have been amazing. Last Sunday of every month, you can go to Elliot's for an awesome night of late night comedy ran by Kyle Pogue. We sponsor that, so come out and enjoy that show. Let's give it up for Brett and Elaine.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Go support Brett Andrews Glass. Get him on the Facebook by searching Brett Andrews and looking for the guy who did not punch the lady in Texas.
Yeah.
Nice.
And,
It would have been funnier if he had long hair and I had short hair.
It would have been amazing.
Like I cut it off.
And Brett Andrews Glass on Instagram. And Elaine.
Choice City Stomp,
Choice
come on
City
down.
Stomp. Get those tickets because I can guarantee they're going to fucking suck.
It's gonna be good. Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
think we
be-
are.
We'll be there.
Yep.
If you want to come get ass pictures with us,
We'll sign your butts.
we'll sign your butts.
There it
We will.
is.
Yeah.
Sold.
We'll sign your face. We'll sign everything.
Everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Choice City Stomp, $35, April 6th and 7th at the Swing Station in Laporte. Great lineup of national and local acts. It's going to be fucking amazing.
I made a Spotify list. If you want to go kind of listen to the music, it's just Choice City Stomp Spring Swing 2019. Little 3 songs from each of the musicians, so it's a little sampler.
Spotify?
Yeah, get you introduced to it. So.
We will post that up on our page, guys.
Yeah,
so
we'll share it.
definitely
Cool,
go check
thanks.
that out. Most of all, thank you guys for joining us, our viewers.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here without you.
Got a lot.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty viewed show.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. We will be back next week with I have no idea who.
People in the place.
Yep, people in a place. Actually, we will have Michael Weisenheimer from the Uninformed Years podcast, which is a really another great podcast, and Sammy Pashoda,
Yeah.
which if you've never seen Sammy P, he is a wild Italian man who will seduce your mother.
All right. I'll bring my mom.
It's not too
Yeah,
bad.
you should. You should. And yeah, we have lots of live shows coming up. We're working on right now at local venues around the area. So come out and join us. Let's give it a hand for Brett Andrews and Elaine Holmes and Kyle Pogue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kyle is performing at the Colorado Room, so if you're not doing anything, get your ass over there and watch him laugh or watch him make you jokes. I'm fucking.
Yeah, right.
I'm kind of
Those
buzzed.
beers are sinking in.
They are starting to sink in this last few minutes. There's also a really awesome show at the R Bar here in town with Shanae Ross, Patrick Lowry, and a few other amazing comedians. It is free. It is hosted by Cody Hunter.
Nice.
Really amazing dude. So yeah, check these guys out. We will be posting up links for them all week long. And thank you.
Thanks
We
for
love
having
you
us. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.